Hey there! Welcome to the inaugural episode of Celluloid Nation, which is a bi-weekly podcast that I will be posting on this channel, and it's a venture that I will not be diving into alone. I'm joined with a very good friend of mine who I'm really glad that he decided to join me on this journey into movie news and trailers and all other kinds of stuff.
Hello there, this is Matt, aka Rambo After Life, and thank you, Mike, for asking me to join this. This should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting started with all this. I saw a bunch of trailers, so I'm going to start out with that. Actually, I'm going to start out with something that isn't really a trailer. It was something that was marketed as a trailer, but it ended up being a Super Bowl ad for tourism in Australia. And ultimately, in my opinion, was a shitty ad for tourism in Australia. Because, yeah, come to Australia. The continent of a popular movie series that we just took a shit on for this advertisement that aired at the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl ad breaks, and that is Dundee, the son of a legend returns.
Is that Dundee?
Yep, Dundee. Dundee or Dundeal or, dumb like
Duddits?
dinner, dumbass. It was a pretty dumbass idea. I don't. The ad was not funny, so it was not worth it. The teaser trailers weren't funny, so it wasn't worth it either. It's a waste of talented actors, and also it was really insulting, the final ad, because there's this whole thing where Chris Hemsworth is letting Danny McBride know that it's an ad, and Danny McBride's like, "Oh, it's an ad? It's an ad for tourism? It's a tourist ad?" And Chris Hemsworth is being like, "Oh, but you were really good, Crocodile Dundee. You're the best Crocodile Dundee since the original Crocodile Dundee." And then they pan over to Paul Hogan, who just has this disapproving look on his face. Doesn't even have a line,
No.
and it just really pissed me off, because that was just showing you how much the people who put this together don't give a shit about Crocodile Dundee. They were just using it for a cheap plug that ultimately will really not get anyone to really go to Australia. And think about how much money that not only just getting all these stars involved and putting up the fake website and all of this fake publicity for a movie that never actually was made, thank God, but also getting the spot at the Super Bowl. I mean, that is an expensive time slot. So you could easily just use the money that it cost to reserve that time slot to funnel it into Blu-ray releases of the first two films and actually interview Paul Hogan about Crocodile Dundee instead of
Let
doing
him
this
talk.
stupid shit.
You can let him talk this time.
Yeah,
Instead of being silent. For one scene where he looks like a leather bag.
yeah. He looks like a crocodile handbag. One of those handbags that are made out of
Sadly,
crocodile skin.
hey, we all get old, but
Yeah,
at least give him some lines of dialogue, give him something to do or
yeah.
say, or yeah. To this day, I still have people mad at me when I did that video saying, it's a haha, they fooled you, it's a fake. I'm like, I said in the
Yeah.
video, 2 minutes and 27 seconds in. Oh, if
Yeah,
it's
I
an
remember
ad,
that. I remember you said, like, you were
if it's
saying
an
it's
ad,
probably an ad. And you
it's
were right.
useless, pointless, and clever.
It's not really
Clever my
clever.
ass. That's what people say in the comments. Like, just thumbs up, and you look at the trailers, they give all these thumbs up. Oh, it was clever. And that's
What's
why I'm
so
like,
clever about
clever?
it? Like, it's not even a good parody of Crocodile Dundee. It's just embarrassing.
I might as well say clever to be in the majority, but
It's
no,
it,
I'm going to
it's
be in the
just
silent.
it's a shitty Saturday Night Live skit. That's really what it is.
You get all these people: Russell Crowe. You get Chris Hemsworth. You get Danny McBride. You
Mm-hmm.
get there's a few actresses in there. One who was in John Wick
Margot
2,
Robbie.
Margot Robbie. I think the girl in John Wick
Yeah,
2
the
who
girl
was
with the
the female
with the kind of mohawk
assassin.
sort of haircut. Yeah, faux hawk.
And I would love people name one joke that was funny, name one bit that was clever, and it's just wasted money that so many projects could have this money to
Yeah,
use and utilize. Like you said, the special editions of the first two movies, which have nothing but a trailer in the first movie, a trailer, a little 5-minute feature from back in the day of the second movie. You have interviews, you have commentaries,
yeah.
you get the Australian cut from overseas,
Which
which
I
has a
didn't even
few.
know even existed until you mentioned that in a video. Like I had no idea that was even a thing. So I would definitely
Yeah,
be curious about that.
it's on a DVD overseas. For example, when the pimp says, "You don't screw one of them," he actually did say, "Well, you don't fuck one of them."
Whoa.
So it's like, and there's a few like not too much, but like it's a little bit. You could put additional deleted scene feature. You could have how did he come up with the project? Talk about the sequel. People forget these films were so popular. The second film made $109
Yeah.
million. It was number 6 in the
The
movies of
first film was
1988.
the highest grossing film of that year, if I remember correctly. Or
The
one of
second after Top
the
Gun.
second after Top Gun. So yeah, they were really popular films.
Crocodile Dundee 2 beat Die Hard. Die Hard made 80 million.
That
Crocodile
is
Dundee 2 made over 100 million.
that is a definitely an interesting factoid right there.
And yeah,
Because
we both like Die Hard
yeah,
more, but I like Crocodile Dundee 2, and it shows how popular the character was. Rambo 3 came out on the same day. Crocodile Dundee 2 got number 1.
yeah,
And Rambo 3 made like 60 million. So more people were into a Crocodile Dundee 2 than Rambo
mm-hmm.
3. And yeah, I like Rambo 3 more, but it's just that shows how popular the character was. And I'm sure we're not the only two who liked
Yeah.
those
I would
movies.
have to say, well, I know there's some people I know of who are friends of mine who are Australians, and they hated this fake ad shit. Like they thought it was just insulting, and they live in Australia, so
Well, I know I've had some people say kind of the opposite, where they were offended by the original movies, and
yeah.
they're from Australia.
Yeah, well, there's some people who are like, Crocodile Dundee, that's a character that they liked, despite the fact that some things are exaggerated about
It
the
was meant to be
character.
exaggerated.
Yeah,
It's not a.
I would say this teaser, this ad, this advertisement has done more damage to the franchise than Crocodile Dundee in L.A. did.
Right.
I mean, this just
Oh
made it
wow, that's
a total
well,
joke. That's basically what this did. It just made it a
yeah.
joke.
Wow, that's something new. Shitting on the old movies was something new. We never had that
That's a
before.
novel concept in 2018.
Robocock, Robocock, which
Ballbusters.
I'm sure one day we'll do a commentary on Robocock or something. Ballbusters, the Ninja Turtles, and trail
Uh,
that goes on and on.
it
But
goes on and on and on and
Dundee,
on.
Dundee was pointless. It was
Double
worthless.
dumbass on you.
Waste of time, waste of money.
Yeah. The other trailer I wanted to talk about real quick is Disney's A Wrinkle in Time. This just something about this trailer just really rubbed me the wrong way. I think it was just how forced the diversity in it seemed to me. This is really starting to get on my nerves with a lot of different movies lately. This just forced diversity for diversity's sake. I mean, it just doesn't seem natural at all to me. It just seems like Disney was like, um, we want certain characters to be of a certain race or a certain ethnicity, and that's the thing we're looking for first. Acting skills, whether or not they fit the role, that's secondary.
You can't say that, otherwise you're sexist or
Well, I
racist.
don't care. Somebody can go. It's my channel. I can say whatever the fuck I want to. But anyway, I'd rather be
Oh
honest
my
than
fucking god!
lie to people.
There's a
Sure.
petition to make Dundee a real movie
Are you kidding me? You
on
gotta be
Cinema Blend.
fucking kidding.
I'm sorry to interrupt Mike, but on Cinema Blend it just says there's a petition to make the Dundee movie real.
Ugh.
So apparently there are a lot of people who did like it for some reason. But hell, why do people like Jumanji too? I don't know why.
Yeah, why is that film made
Billion
over
dollars.
$800 million?
Almost, getting to a billion.
I don't get it. I think it's because this generation is the generation of lowered expectations. No, not everybody is in that boat, but there's a lot of people who I swear I'm just letting it all hang out in this podcast, totally uncensored, uncut. I really do feel that way. I think there's a lot of people who just have very lowered expectations for films and stuff. They're easily entertained.
Over 5,000 people so far have signed it.
I think they're easily entertained. I think a lot of them also don't really have a lot of context on film in general, like all different types of genres, and especially in films from the past. So they're all about like the modern, uh, current films and stuff like that. That's their big thing.
It's me hitting my head.
It's one of those things I'm just starting to notice. I mean, when you see the box office for films like Jumanji, Welcome to the Bunghole, and stuff like that, and you see
The
how,
last shithead.
well, yeah, see how poorly uh, Blade Runner 2049 did,
Great movie.
and Ghost in the Shell, because people were all bitching and moaning about whitewashing or whatever.
Still need to see that movie.
But anyway, going back to A Wrinkle in Time,
Wrinkled ass.
I don't know if
Apparently.
Matt saw the trailer or not. It's just one of those things that,
Oprah Winfrey's in it, right?
yeah, Oprah Winfrey's in it, and
Okay, well then that tells me not to see the movie.
there was this
Has she been in a good movie? Oprah Winfrey?
well, The Color Purple, I think
Oh,
she was
well,
in that. I think so.
I know
Uh,
Whoopi Goldberg was.
yeah, but I haven't seen that film. Like, I've heard about that movie, but I never saw it. Like, she's been in films I haven't seen because they just haven't really interested me that much. But there's this really hackened girl power message in the trailer, and it's just the lead girl. It just seems like they just cast her because of her looks. She's a nerdy, unique looking, mixed race African American, and I have no issue with that at all in terms of the casting. If it seems like that fits the role and the kid can act, and every line I saw this kid deliver in the trailer was horrible. So it's one of those things like, I did Disney just hire her for her look? I mean, I'm starting to believe they're starting to do that shit, because look at Alden, what's his fucking name in Solo? They just hired his ass because he looks kind of like a young Harrison Ford. They didn't hire him because of his acting talents, which there isn't much of. So, all right. So I was talking about A Wrinkle in Time until A Wrinkle in Time literally appeared and fucked up my internet connection. So forgive me for these awkward edits.
It's Oprah Winfrey. She owns everything. So
She
we're talking about Oprah Winfrey.
She overheard my Skype conversation. Um, but anyway, I just don't think the movie looks that great. I haven't read the book, so I can't really say that much about it. It just looks like a pretty generic film, and it just looks like a film that Disney can use as a way to pat themselves on the back. A way for them to virtue signal and just be, look how amazing we are. Look how diverse we are. We hired the first African American director, female African American director to direct this movie. It's just this kind of, it's just, I don't know, it just seems pretty superficial to me. Like, it doesn't seem like it's genuine diversity. It's like just diversity for clicks, diversity so they look good, diversity for PR reasons.
Hmm.
But who knows? I could be completely off base, but it really irritates me that that's the people. If you, I dare criticize that. People are, oh, you just don't want diversity. You're racist, or you're sexist, or you're this and that. I mean, I'm one of the few people that actually didn't mind Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm. Like, I didn't have an issue with that. I didn't have an issue with,
We were the only ones.
yeah, I didn't have an issue with Blind Al being black. That character in Deadpool was a white woman. I didn't have an issue with that.
I didn't even know that. No.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that it all depends. And with Deadpool and with Johnny Storm, I thought that they chose an actor in mind. They okay, he's right for the role. They didn't just do it just to be like, oh, we're gonna have a black Johnny Storm now. They were like, he's a good actor. We think he'd be good for this role. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Or for example, I mean, with Predator 2. I mean, I love Predator 2. You got Harrigan, Danny Glover is great. I actually think he
Yeah.
actually kicks more ass than Arnold does in Predator, and I'm a big fan of Predator. But Harrigan does more.
Yeah.
And that film gets a lot of shit.
Where were these people back in 1990 when Predator 2 came out?
Yeah. Precisely.
Can we call them racist now? Since they didn't like the movie and trashed it?
Yeah.
That's the hip thing to do.
Yeah, I just, it's with the, I guess I'm just the type of guy who I'd like to see things naturally progress in terms of diversity in film, not just
Hmm.
cast somebody with a different race or ethnicity or whatever just to be more eclectic. It's like, for example, in The Last Jedi, like Rose, her sister, like really what was the point of those characters?
I have no idea. What was the point?
I still don't know what the point was.
The point is there is no point.
To have cringe-inducing characters that have cringe-inducing lines like "Love will save us all." That's a whole other story. It seems like Wrinkle in Time might be a similar sort of thing, but maybe it might not be that bad. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the trailer, and I thought the lead girl really was awful. And I'm surprised Disney was like, "Yep, we're gonna spend millions of dollars and put that in theaters." With that
Yeah.
kind of performance. Pacific Rim Job, Uprising, might as well be Pacific Rim Job 2, Erection. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't really interest me that much. I wasn't a big fan of the last one. Maybe it might be okay. We'll see. Don't have a lot of hope for it. The trailer for Ant-Man
Oh,
and
you
the
mean
Wasp.
the Pacific Rim? You mean the new Power Rangers movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I saw the end with all of them, like they're color coded, I was thought of that theme. Go go
Go
Power
Power
Rangers!
Rangers.
It's a
Mighty
sequel. Wow,
Morphin Power Rangers. Dun, 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 dun.
it's like they made a sequel to that movie already.
Yeah, I
Flop.
definitely did get some Power Rangers flashbacks there.
Better lead than the first one. I'll
Yeah.
give it credit there.
Yeah, with John Boyega.
Better lead than the fucking Charlie Hunnam. Was that his name?
Yeah.
That fucking idiot.
But he was in Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, maybe he was good in that show.
I didn't watch Sons of. Well, I've never seen Sons of Anarchy, so I can't judge it.
I can't either, but maybe
He was
good
shitty in
that
that
show,
movie.
but he was shitty in Pacific Rim.
He was still shady as Pacific Rim then.
The trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp I thought was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the first one. It was a surprise, so I liked how they carried over the big and small aspects of the last film of Ant-Man into the sequel. Miniaturizing a building, carrying it around like a suitcase, the Hello Kitty Pez dispenser that's supersized. Which I'm noticing that there's actually a decent amount of Hello Kitty merchandise in Marvel films. Deadpool, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think Homecoming or some other film had some other Marvel film had some Hello Kitty
Who
merchandise.
owns Hello Kitty?
I don't know. I think it's some Japanese thing. I could be wrong.
Huh.
But I also am looking forward to seeing the Wasp, Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. It's always nice to see Michael Douglas. I'm looking forward to seeing Michelle Pfeiffer play the original Wasp.
Oh, okay.
And the villain, I don't know that much about, but I didn't know that much about Yellow Jacket, and I thought Yellow Jacket was a really solid villain, one of the best Marvel villains to date for me personally. So, looks like
And Lawrence
fun.
Fishburne is in it.
Yeah, he's in it
Yeah,
as well.
I really liked it. I actually thought it was a better trailer than Black Panther, which I guess we'll
Yeah,
get to sometime. And I honestly got more into that than the Infinity War Super Bowl spot.
yeah. The Infinity War Super Bowl. This is a lot of fucking words. I can't fucking say for some reason. Yeah, the Infinity War Super Bowl TV spot. God damn it, fucking tongue twister for me right now.
Infinity War Super Bowl spot.
Easy for Matt to say. But
It was there, but
yeah,
I mean it was mostly the teaser, except a few little.
yeah, like Cap getting to know what his new weapon is.
Which I don't like that he doesn't have a shield, but
Yeah, I don't like that either. But
that's
I
just a
think that
nitpick.
ties in. Well, it ties into the Infinity War and the Infinity Gauntlet storyline with Thanos broke his shield, so they're probably gonna show Thanos break it.
Well, no, it's because he left it behind in Civil War. That's why.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
remember he left it
Oh
to Iron
yeah, I
Man.
got broke.
That's it. Didn't get break. He left it.
He
Like
left
my
it.
father made that, and so Captain America
Yeah,
left it for Iron Man. That's why.
yeah. But that
Is it that? I mean,
it's kind of a
I
bummer for me because I was looking forward to seeing that epic moment when Thanos breaks his shield.
they
But
might do that later. I'm sure they'll
yeah,
give him the shield later, but
yeah.
or in the second film or whatever. I mean,
Thanos
getting
will
back
break
to
his shield and kill him.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, I like the trailer. Everything that
Yeah,
you said. I like the miniaturization. You have Giant Man coming back.
yeah,
You have. I like the use of the music. I
yeah. That
like
was a
the
really
flow.
nice instrumental rock theme.
I like the flow of the trailer.
Hmm.
I nice to see Michael Douglas back, and yeah, Lili has some inventive bits of action with the miniaturization. I didn't really find any flaws. The
No,
humor works. The actors do a good job so
it was
far.
really well edited. It was a nice teaser. Didn't give away too much.
Yeah, not the story or the villains, and like you said, and I liked the first Ant-Man too. I thought it was a good surprise. So yeah, that's one of the films I do look forward to, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, I look forward to that one as well. Film I don't look forward to is Unsane. This is Steven Soderbergh's latest creation, and it looks like a student film, but that's on purpose because he, for some reason, decided I'm gonna shoot this entire movie with an iPhone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I saw it. I mean, it's like Shutter Island or something. I mean,
yeah, it could
it's
be, easily could be. Some woman is put in an asylum. She's put in an asylum,
because
and
she's being stalked,
she's being stalked.
and she like wants help, but then they
Admit
say, "Oh
her.
no, you're coming
You're
in,"
you're you're
and
crazy.
admitting her.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm not crazy." And then
Hmm.
what's reality? What's not reality? The only thing that interests me is seeing Joshua Leonard get work because
Yeah.
he was one of the three from Blair Witch Project, but he's the stalker guy with the beard.
Oh.
Uh, but that's not enough for me to see the film in the theater or anything. Seems Soderbergh
I
did
think
not
he's
like
incredibly
Contagion.
overrated.
He did an attempt at you with Haywire. I did not like Haywire. He did an attempt at Infection with Contagion. It was a poor version
It
of
was a
Outbreak.
snooze fest. Absolute
And
snooze fest.
now, is this his first horror movie?
I don't even know if it's really a horror film. Like, it could be one of those,
Thriller.
like, it might be marketed as something like that, but it's really more of a thriller, mystery.
Hmm.
I mean, it looks like it might have some okay performances, but I mean, the cinematography and the editing and the direction, it's static, but understandably because he's using an iPhone. But that doesn't sell me on the film. In fact, that's something that honestly detracts from the film. Like, that's a turnoff for me. It looks like a cheap student film. Yeah, I'm gonna go see that in the theater. I'm gonna waste Movie Pass's money on that. I'll be wasting my time as well as Movie Pass's money.
I'm not sure when that comes out, but
It doesn't even
the
look like something that should even come out in a theater.
the editing didn't bother me. It was just the story. I don't
Well, yeah, the editing
stories.
wasn't terrible. It's just the camera work. It's just something that is severely limited with just
Well, I guess if he's doing an
an
iPhone, I
iPhone.
didn't know that. So
Yeah,
yeah, someone guess maybe they can answer why did he do an
I
iPhone?
think it's just because he wanted to. Wanted to be experimental.
Oh, okay.
Wanted to be the next Gus Van Sant or something.
Why would you want to be the next? It's,
But
I like that.
anyway,
I like. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
didn't really impress me that much, and neither is Soderbergh's films, to be honest, except for some of the Ocean's 11 films I didn't mind, but that's really about it.
yeah, I didn't mind Ocean. I like the first Ocean's 11. I don't remember the
Hmm.
sequels. I did not mind Out of Sight.
Yeah, that one was okay. The next show I want to talk about is Hereditary, which is the new talk of the town for the horror genre. It's the newest release from A24, which I like to call the studio for horror hipsters.
It's the scariest movie ever since a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Every couple
Um,
months, every couple months
A24
is a
is the
scariest movie ever.
go-to studio now for horror hipsters, and I know some, people might be offended by that. Fine. I have that label for a reason because there's a lot of critics who just cling on to A24 films. There's even some fans who even say, like, I'm not really a fan of other horror movies, but I look forward to every movie that A24 comes out with because I know it's going to be a masterpiece.
What
That
movies
kind
have
of
they
thing.
done?
They did It Comes at Night. Um,
Which you like that?
yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was actually, a decent film, pretty good
I
for what
did
it was
not.
trying to do. But I can understand why you didn't like it. It's not
So
for
there you go.
everybody.
For those who think we always agree, here's one instance. So stick that in your pipe for those.
Stick that in
Yeah,
your
I
pie hole and smoke it.
he
But
liked it. I did not.
yeah, they've done quite a few films.
The Witch.
Yeah, they did The Witch, aka The Bitch, which is the other critical horror darling that I thought was just it's infuriatingly dull, boring, not scary, so over the top and overbearing with its premise and with how everything unfolded that it was just trying way too hard to be disturbing and to the point where it just wasn't. It was just laughable. I'm sorry. You have scary music stings with a fucking rabbit bouncing around in the woods. You have a scene where a crow feeds off of some woman's tit. Like I'm supposed to be like, holy shit, it's the scariest shit I've ever seen. A crow got some titty. No. And then the
Nice. He's the
ending where
titty
they,
milk for Last Jedi.
yeah,
He's
and
the
then the
titty.
ending where the lead girl joins the evil witches and then flies in the air, like that was just ridiculous.
Did they play "Fly Like an Eagle" in the
No.
soundtrack?
I was just like, what is this? Hook? Is this Peter Pan? Did they have fairy dust sprinkled on them?
Sounds like "Lady in the Water." The fucking eagle, whatever, flies by or whatever, picks up the lady.
um, they also released Swiss Army Man, Green Room.
Mm.
So yeah, they released that. They released a film called The Monster, which I haven't seen yet, and Ex Machina.
Your favorite?
Yeah, another extremely overrated movie. So they also released Tusk.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, Kevin Smith, who's lost his way for like 10 years, fucking cries at every fucking trailer that comes out. Loves every
He
fucking
probably
new movie
cried
that
at
comes
Han
out.
Solo, the Solo trailer.
I would guarantee it. And okay, fine, that's his taste, whatever. But the movies he's making, Tusk, let's have some asshole DJs who are completely unlikable. Let's have, oh, I don't give a shit about this guy getting turned into a fucking walrus by Michael Parks.
Mm-hmm.
All because he got a fucking high on his podcast. Go, you're good. This is a guy, and he got one ad. And he's turned to a fucking walrus. Just put the fucking crack pipe down. I don't think it's weed anymore. I think it has to be a fucking crack pipe for these ideas. There has to be some crack in that weed. Or it's the weed filled with LSD, or the weed that you
It's
got from
super
someone's
crack.
ass.
It's super crack from
Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker.
Super crack. But Tusk sucks.
Yeah. So Hereditary, the trailer, it just had all these buzz words from critics. It's the next Exorcist. Scary, scariest movie ever. I mean, I just see that a lot with these extremely highly praised films, horror films that come out lately. And a lot of times I watch those movies and I'm like, really? That's
This
it?
has no. This has nothing on Exorcist 3.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
got
like,
nothing on Jacob's Ladder.
this isn't that great. Like, I usually find them overrated. There are exceptions. I did like It Comes at Night for what it was. I really liked It Follows,
I liked it.
and I also liked The Babadook. But other than that, it's like,
I like Get Out.
yeah, Get Out. I also really liked as well. That was another highly praised film. But a lot of
Not
the
Best
times,
Picture
though,
nominee, but
yeah, I don't know about that.
but maybe we'll
Especially
talk
when
about
Blade
that
Runner
later. But
2049 doesn't get anything, in terms of that. Um,
do you want to go into that or
I can
later?
go into that a little bit later.
But this movie, Hereditary, anytime they have a trailer with those reviews, it does the opposite.
Yeah,
It doesn't make me want to see the film. It makes me not want to see the film in a weird way. It's like
yeah.
it does the opposite of what it's trying to do.
Especially if you see a review from Collider, you're like, oh, that's it.
Well, yeah, if
Probably
it's
gonna suck.
Collider or
The AV
Coppola,
Club, that's another one.
or if it's CBR,
Yeah.
Coppola and Rejects, or yeah, certain people is like, yeah, that's how you know
Bloody
it's a bad movie.
Disgusting. BloodyDisgusting.com. Yeah.
You're fucked if they fucking give you a proper review. Look at Blair Witch,
Yeah.
2016, whatever.
Look at all the high praise films like You're Next and
You saw Your Next, I did.
yeah, You're Next got, and I still don't understand that, especially when that film has one of the dumbest twists in cinematic history. Oh, I was just doing it to help you with your student loans, honey. Yeah, I killed these people and I had these people kill other people in the house and almost kill you just to help you out, honey.
Was that it?
Yeah.
For student loan?
Yes.
Get a job at McDonald's.
But she wasn't in on it. Like it was her,
Right, I
her
know.
boyfriend or her husband.
Yeah, I mean,
said
he
this-
he should get a job at McDonald's and pay for it. If you're that fucking hard on
and help her out. Help her
sell
out.
your ass on the street, guy.
I just could not believe what I was watching when I saw that. And also it doesn't help either that the characters are insufferable. It's like other than like the lead girl, everyone else is as unlikable as they could possibly be. So it's
That's
just
good.
like just die already, please. But yeah, Hereditary looks like it would have some good performances. I like the opening shot of the trailer of this dollhouse that turns into a scene, a sequence that is actually a part of the reality of the situation. I like that. Um, but I don't know. I'm just very leery of films like this, especially horror films that just have like just good review after good review. There were some rumors I heard that there were screenings that happened and people like got so affected by a certain scene like they walked out, and I'm like, okay, that does.
They were that bored.
Yeah, they were like the couple that saw that left in the middle of Winchester.
Was she? Maybe you mentioned that later because you saw.
um, yeah, but we'll see. I'll check it out, but I'm going into it with extremely low expectations. Like I'm not even going to go into it with anything other than that because
I didn't even get what the story was from the trailer.
yeah, I didn't get it either.
Is that, I guess, on purpose?
Yeah, it's being vague, and honestly, I don't necessarily. Sometimes I
I'm,
don't mind that, where
this
you,
proof being vague, but like A Quiet Place, that's
yeah,
vague, but
that's
I
vague,
get
but
what it's about.
yeah, you get what it's about, yeah.
Like,
Well,
I don't think the trailer was bad, but it's like I should at least get a semblance of what the
Hereditary,
story is.
it must be some kind of like in your genes or in your genetics or something. There's some kind of
In your blue
horror.
jeans,
It's like the
uh,
Brood or something.
maybe. Maybe it's like that one Mother.
Yeah, I
Nah,
heard a
probably
lot of
not.
people were comparing that to Mother, and I haven't seen Mother.
Oh, I was just kidding. I didn't think that's a love and hate movie if I understand
Yeah.
Mother.
The
But
other
anyway,
trailer I wanted to talk about, we'll get to the Super Bowl spot soon enough, is a trailer for a Netflix movie called Mute from the director of Moon.
Duncan Jones.
And I really liked it. It was like his version of Blade Runner.
Yeah, looked pretty decent. Seems like he's a mute guy, bartender, looking for this. I don't know if she's a android or if she's just different color, like
Hmm.
blue or something.
Yeah, I think she might be an android or might be some kind of artificial intelligence. I don't know for sure.
And you have Ant-Man himself.
Yeah.
He's in the movie Paul Rudd. Uh, Dr. Jones, I like the source code. I like Moon, so I didn't see Warcraft, which is the last movie he directed.
I have it because a friend of mine sent it to me, but I haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
But I mean, didn't look bad, looked decent.
Yeah.
I'd give it a watch.
Netflix they got a pretty good track record for me personally as of late with their films. Bright, another film.
Spectral, I liked.
Yeah, Spectral I liked as well. So we'll
Right, I
see.
really enjoyed.
I saw the another trailer for Game Night. It looks like a lot of fun. I really related to Jason Bateman's character in this trailer because he's playing a movie trivia game with some house guests, and he's talking about he has to get them to say who the actor is, so without really being super detailed. So he has to like just throw out different roles that he's played, and the house guests are supposed to like come up with a name, and he's like he was the Hulk, and it was all this other stuff, and he's mentioning all these different things that this actor was in, and it's Ed Norton. And everyone in the room is like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah." It was like they were like looking at Jason Bateman like he was crazy until and then of course Jason Bateman's like, "What? It's Ed Norton. Come on." So I totally relate to that because I'm in that situation when I'm in like a trivia game with a bunch of other people because I'll be like, "Come on, how do you not know this?" What's wrong with you? Also, I just really love the concept, and it looks like everybody's having fun. So that's one I'm definitely going to check out this month. It comes out, I think, on around the 20th or something like that. Now we get to the Super Bowl TV spots. Now, I'm going to mention something real quick, which isn't really technically a TV spot, but I thought it was worth mentioning. There was one random moment during the Super Bowl where it was just a black screen. Like there was nothing. And so I was like, is that Sony's Super Bowl spot? Is that their big game ad for Venom? because it was. I just thought it was a pretty good gag. I'm probably not the only one that came up with that one, but I had to throw that out there because I thought of that immediately when that happened. Because I was just like, what the fuck? Is Sony? Is this Sony's like idea of advertisement? Like if they had like a
Very,
subliminal message thing, like you have like a V that just flashes on the screen,
very avant-garde.
and then
Very,
like Venom, like a Venom head, and then like we are Venom, hashtag we are Venom.
that would have been good. They should have done that.
Yeah.
You should be in the marketing for Sony, right? They need the help.
Yeah, because you could make it look like, oh, an ad starting, and then have like the symbiote cover the screen, and then, yeah,
Man, they should have had you do it.
yeah, should have hired me. That actually is a pretty good idea. The more I think about it, but the actual big game ads. There's Red Sparrow. Who cares? I don't give a shit about Jennifer Lawrence's spy movie. A Quiet Place. It was okay. It was a decent TV spot. I prefer the teaser, but it was all right.
Interesting idea.
Yeah, I like the concept. I'm very sold on that film, and the cast being involved, the cast that's involved, the cast being involved. Of course, a cast is involved, but the particular cast that's involved in the film really does intrigue me, especially Emily Blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I remember hearing, Krasinski, this is a pet project of his, so there's definitely going to be passion behind the film. We'll see if it works out or not, but I definitely would say it's made a good first impression. The other trailer I wanted to talk about is one that surprised me. The Super Bowl trailer for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I liked it, and I was really surprised that I liked it.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, made a post of this on my Facebook. Recently, I saw the trailers. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I saw them on YouTube. And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom trailer 2 or whatever. Really enjoyed it. I liked, number 1, maybe Chris Pratt has more to do. That's what it seemed like. Number 2, it didn't have those 2 annoying fucking kids.
Yes.
Number 3, I like that there's a bit of horror element, at least a teeny bit.
Yeah.
At the beginning and end of the trailer. I enjoyed the use of the music.
Yeah,
and how it was
a good remix of the theme.
Of the theme?
Yeah.
The Chris Pratt with the baby raptor, that looks like a better version of what it was in Jurassic World instead of him on a fucking motorcycle with 3 raptors as if he's a Beastmaster. Yeah, shown as a baby, not Chris Pratt. That'd be different, but Chris Pratt's a baby. But the raptor is a baby. Like, that, to me, makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's cliche, but I prefer the government, the organization secretly making this thing for purposes other than they're tired of dinosaurs.
It's like Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah, I mean it's been done before, but hey, it's been done
well done before
so
Aliens, and it still worked out really well in Aliens. So,
and I appreciate that more than people are tired of dinosaurs bullshit.
Yeah, the whole nostalgia thing. Yeah,
and also seems as if there'll be some enclosed spaces.
Yeah,
maybe in the third act. Someone mentioned that maybe, I don't know if that's in a mansion or if that's in a facility. I'm guessing maybe they get off the island. Because I would imagine they'd be that calm when the island is falling down. So I guess maybe it'd be like the Lost World, or a better version of the Lost World, where after the escape,
yeah, kind of.
They go somewhere.
Reminded me of that, trying to save the dinosaurs, like what they did in the Lost World.
But maybe it'd be better than Lost World, because one I'm not big on.
Yeah, I'm not big on that one either. Yeah, I got a little bit of some Aliens vibes at points, which was good. Some Carnosaur 2 and 3.
An actual some couple practical effects.
Yes, that's another thing that sold me. I definitely noticed some practical effects there. So,
At the beginning, when the jaw's going towards the
yeah.
kid and
Hmm.
stuff.
I think one of those Brontosaurus or one of those other things that might have been practical too. I could be wrong. I kind of look like it. Maybe it's a combination of the two, which would be nice, because that's what the original film was. It was a combination of CGI and
Practical.
animatronics and mechanical effects. Yeah, it was one of the bigger surprises from the Super Bowl, uh, other than the fucking Eagles winning it all. But that's a whole nother story.
Good job, Eagles.
Can you play something else, man? Because why? 'Cause I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
Good job, Eagles. Philadelphia, Rocky Balboa.
Have you seen what they did to that city? Like,
No, I
literally, they
don't pay
just burned it
attention.
to the fucking ground. And those fans are so crazy. Like, some of them are like eating horse shit off the ground.
Is this for real?
Yes.
Horseshit.
Yeah.
Did they say why they did that?
I No, I guess it's just Eagles
That'd be the first
fans.
guy to interview. Why did you do this?
He's got a shit-eating grin.
Literally.
Literally.
No, I didn't know about it. I don't follow football. Not for any reason other than I just don't. But
But congrats, Eagles. You finally did it.
have a Tweety, as you said.
Have a Twinkie snap ahead. Anyway, so yeah, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Maybe it won't be Fallen franchise. Maybe this will be like the Fast Five, the Jurassic World franchise, Jurassic Park franchise.
And I
This
like
technically is Jurassic World franchise if you think about it, because it's kind of a reboot.
well, it's a sequel because they got Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum. You could tell he's going to be in it for like 5 minutes and
Well, speaking of Jeff
probably that.
Goldblum, one of my favorite ads from the Super Bowl had Jeff Goldblum in it. It was a Jeep ad,
I
where
saw that. Yeah.
he was trying to get away from the T Rex and found a clever way to get behind the T Rex and just
He
let the
was
T Rex
chasing
see
it.
that it was chasing him. So that was a fun ad. But
I did. Yeah, I did see that. That was
the fun
fun.
has to end sometime, and here we have Solo, a Star Wars story.
What was that song? I'm riding solo, riding solo, like this, and that
The
fucking
Star
Connect.
Wars Connect game, yeah.
Yeah, that song was just popping through my head. This trailer was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Pretty visual bullshit,
Yeah.
but bullshit.
I'm not buying that anymore. All of these Star Wars films have looked pretty. All these
Yeah,
trailers have had nice visuals. Here's
yeah.
a golf clap. Nice job.
The
You spent
fucking
how much
guy,
money on it? It should look nice.
the guy playing Han Solo, sounds like he's 14 years old. He looks like the twin brother of the guy from Supernatural, Padalecki.
Yeah.
He
Wasn't
looks
he
like
also the
him.
guy from My Bloody
Friday
Valentine?
13th. Friday 13th.
Oh, okay.
Jared Padalecki, whatever.
That was
He
the
looks like
other
he's,
My Bloody Valentine. The other guy from Supernatural was in My Bloody Valentine.
yeah. He looks like his twin brother and he sounds 14 years old with phony fucking delivery. I can buy that he needed acting lessons. And I guess the coach quit halfway fucking through because I don't see it in any of that
No,
bits.
I don't either. You can tell that Disney has no faith at all in Alden. Absolutely zero faith in this guy as their lead for this Han Solo film. You can tell from this teaser alone because they barely show him at all. They don't even give him that much dialogue. And they focus primarily on the visuals and stuff like the Kessel Run and the stuff that can get the fans all riled up.
You have a robot that looks like Alpha 5 or whatever from
Mm-hmm.
Power Rangers.
The Ay
Donald Glover,
ay ay.
Donald Glover looks like he's part of an SNL skit as
Yeah,
Lando.
he's got this weird hairstyle.
And Woody
Yeah,
Harrelson's there for paycheck.
yeah.
Did anyone really care about this story? Did you ever care
No,
about the early adventures,
no,
the young adventures of Han Solo?
no. I didn't care about the Young Adventures of Indiana Jones either.
Although that's a better actors,
Yeah,
Sean Patrick Flanery.
yeah, for sure.
But this guy, oh, you can't judge it because you didn't see much. But even the teeny bits of dialogue he gave,
Yeah,
oh, Chewie, he said yes, and they just seem fucking off.
yeah.
Again, he sounds like a 14 fucking year
They
old.
hired acting coaches for this guy. That
That's
tells
that's
you
what I've heard.
everything. That tells you everything. That's all you need to know. I mean, the guy, if they need to hire an acting coach, clearly this guy is not going to be delivering some great performance. I mean, not everybody can be like Kyle MacLachlan, who has never acted in a film before and starred in Dune and did a pretty solid job. Not everybody can do that.
I didn't know that, but yeah, that's pretty decent then. So it was these two directors. They got fired.
Yeah, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, because it was too funny.
And did they reshoot most of it? Or did they cancel most of
Well, they
it?
didn't shoot. Phil Lord and Chris Miller didn't shoot that much, I don't think.
Okay. I don't
So
know.
then it was handed to Ron Howard.
What was the last good Ron Howard movie
I
that
don't.
you saw?
Can't think. That's a
I
good
didn't.
question.
I didn't see the one he did with Chris Hemsworth. I
I
saw
didn't see
the.
that either. Rush or something.
Yeah, I saw the Dilemma.
Yeah, the
That was
dilemma
pretty
was
bad.
horrible. It was an awful film.
I didn't see that third Tom Hanks Inferno.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. The actress Felicity, whatever, I think Felicity Jones, is that who it is? The actress who played Jyn Erso in Rogue One was in that.
Oh, another great acting.
Yeah.
Rogue One. I just are following up that shitty acting. Hey, Rogue One. That was a standalone, whatever spinoff.
Yeah.
Let's have more shitty acting from our leads. Oh,
Probably
Chewbacca's in it. Yeah, sploosh, cream in my pants.
Han Solo. This is when Han Solo meets Chewbacca.
Who gives a fuck? Does that make a good movie?
No. It's a story that just did not need to be told, like most prequels. Like the Thing prequel. Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre prequels. Like
And all
Animal
these
Rising.
and all these standalones so far have been prequels.
Yeah.
Road One was a prequel
These fucking
between
prequels that Disney's making are making me pine for the
George
Lucas
Lucas's
prequels.
I agree.
At least
I
there seemed to
concur.
be more creativity and fun.
I concur.
Although they're very flawed, but there still
Yeah,
seems
they're
to be
flawed.
more fun and creativity in those. The next one I want to talk about is Skyscraper. Now,
Ball scratcher.
yeah,
Hey, you seen Die Hard? Add a bunch of CGI and put it in China.
yeah.
Instead of
I
bare
thought
feet,
I thought the
instead of bare feet, instead of bare feet, he's got a fake leg.
I like that idea. I like the concept of him having a fake leg.
That's cool, but I didn't like that they like 15 times. Hey, he's got a fake leg.
Yeah,
Hey, and then the
yeah,
ending where he's hanging on and the fake leg is like,
yeah.
I'm like, come
The
on.
more, the first
That's
time I
after
saw
the
it.
fucking cliffhanger moment,
Yeah,
which I'm like,
exactly.
cliffhanger did it
The
better.
first time I saw the trailer, I was like, it doesn't look that bad. Then I watched it again, and I'm like, this really does not look like a good movie. Um, like you said, just CGI overload reminded me of Fast. What is it? Fast 7.
Yeah.
That was total CGI overload in that. And yeah, total. It was a total cliffhanger moment. Like when I saw that scene, I was like, "What did the makers of this movie see the trailer for Cliffhanger?"
And that's sad because you look at the trailer cliffhanger, one of the best trailers of all time.
Yeah,
And yet there were movies before that that did that jump thing, but I'm just saying that's the one that sits out in the mind to me.
yeah, for me too.
And then you look at all the practical, real stuff that Rennie Harlan
Well, yeah, Stallone.
accomplished.
I think Stallone
At Stallone,
did Stallone actually do that jump, or was that a stuntman? In Skyscraper, it's clearly a CGI double of The Rock in a CGI background leaping.
Well, I know it's at least a real person cliffhanger with one of those
Yeah,
wires on the back. And yeah, they cut that scene out, but they use a part of it in another scene in
yeah,
cliffhanger. But there's a lot of stuff that Stallone's doing, and the being cold in the water,
yeah.
climbing up in the deleted scene where he has to punch a hole through this like
It's like ice.
icicle thing,
Yeah.
falling down when he does the jump, and getting beaten up and stabbing someone with a stalactite.
Stallone
You know.
actually climbed the side of actual cliffs as
Yeah, and you
well.
see like wide shots and real location. And here is just fun. There's so many other diehard sudden death.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do have some issues with some of that for me personally, because the Van Damme double.
Hmm.
But that trailer, you compare the trailer, Under Siege, uh,
Deadly Outbreak.
Daily Outbreak costs probably the catering of this movie,
Yeah.
and there's more real stuff.
And there's more badass moments. And I know it's just a trailer and I haven't seen the movie, but come on. I mean, nothing in Skyscraper is going to be anywhere near as badass as you forgot to wear your bulletproof cup.
And Skyscraper to me looked like a parody because it was, oh, there's The Rock with these two kids. Hi, he's a good father.
Yeah.
There's the, well, you're just a typical security guard or something. You're just
Yeah.
a typical. Uh, I like this. Seems like I was talking with someone. They're like, this is like Loaded Weapon 1, but Loaded Weapon 1 is good.
Loaded Weapon 1 is a classic.
It's great. Hot Shots Put Deux.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Hot
It's just
Shots
like,
Part
how,
3, the Die Hard parody. Surprised they didn't do that. The Hot Shots 3, the Die Hard parody.
that's true. I'm surprised. But I
Other
was,
other Die Hard clones that I think are worth mentioning, or there's a more recent one, White House Down or Olympus Has Fallen.
yeah. Even if you just, if I just base it on the trailers,
Hmm.
I mean, maybe this is just a teaser and they didn't show a lot of the action and that's why they didn't show it, but they didn't really show a lot of
It's like the
action.
Towering Inferno meets Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's really the basic gist of it.
Hey, if they have a second trailer and it blows me away,
Oh, I'll be one of the first to admit it,
but
along with you. But
but based on this trailer, The Rock, man, yeah, that and Rampage, Jesus, Jumanji 2, just
I'm
stop,
almost getting
Rock.
I'm almost getting tired of The Rock.
He's the Croc.
Crock of shit. So,
Croc shit is correct.
the next trailer I want to talk about is my favorite trailer from the big game, Mission Impossible Fallout. Wow.
Speaking of practical, look at that and what they were able to do just based on the trailer, and then you
Hmm.
compare to Skyscraper. And it shows you can do it.
Yeah.
As Mission Impossible says Fallout, I like the first one, I like the third movie, I like Rogue Nation. Those protocols overrated piece of shit. I I think Mike didn't like those protocols.
No, I also think that's an overrated piece of
All I
shit.
remember is Tom Cruise running away from CGI sand or something, or like CGI.
Him climbing the skyscraper in Dubai, I thought was a pretty cool scene. There were a
Okay, yeah.
few other moments that I didn't mind, but it didn't feel like a Mission Impossible movie. It felt
Isn't
more
there?
like a James Bond type film or like some other kind of team up movie, and it just didn't. And there were team up stuff in other Mission Impossible movies. It just didn't have the same vibe, and so that kind of I definitely didn't like that. It definitely
Was
felt like
there?
they were trying to reboot it kind of with Jeremy Renner and have him have his own thing, but that didn't happen. And eventually he became the new Bourne, but that didn't work out either.
But was there a scene with a lot of like sand?
Yeah, he was running around. There's I didn't
boring.
mind that scene, but I could see what you mean by that. Also, it's just Brad Bird is a director who is used to doing animation, and you can tell. Like, this is not a guy who really has a lot of experience doing live action. And also
It's
the whole plot of like a nuclear bomb or something was just kind of just.
that was the worst film Brad Bird's directed, in my opinion. That's
And
just
they
me.
also ripped off toys, which and gave no credit. So because there was that
But,
scene where they had the they put up that like screen and they had like recorded them doing stuff in order to get
oh,
into a certain room.
right.
It was the exact same
Forgot about
thing
that.
as Toys with Robin Williams. It just didn't have the fun music video with Yolanda and Steve.
Now, and then Road Nation, I thought was really
Oh,
good.
I love that movie. But this trailer looks like it could do the
You know,
impossible and top Rogue Nation.
I appreciate whatever you feel about Tom Cruise's for people out there personal beliefs. Appreciate the hard work he puts into
Yeah, I do too.
the stunt work, the scene where he broke his ankle,
Mm-hmm.
the the fight scenes look great. Henry
Yes.
Cavill didn't look that bad
No.
with his mustache.
No, and he actually doesn't. He looks like he might be a pretty good villain.
He the stunt work with the helicopter. I'm like,
Yes.
how the hell he's ready to crash into it and it looks real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the hell? In a weird way, that reminded me of the first movie, sort of
Yeah.
a reverse. Instead of the helicopter coming to him, he's in the
Yeah.
helicopter going to something.
Yeah.
But I like I guess it's an interrogation scene where the guy's tied up and you have this river, this thing of water
Mm-hmm.
going towards him. It's cool to see I think it's the woman from part three, his wife.
Yeah.
She's bad. Really enjoyed it.
I
I
like the
didn't,
music they used in the trailer too. A song by Imagine Dragons. Yeah,
friction. I know.
Friction, and it was masterfully edited. Just very thrilling and exciting an ad. I mean, you could not sell the film any better.
Yeah,
I mean, it
definitely.
was just
Easily the best, like you said, the best trailer for the Super Bowl.
really, really love that one. Really looking forward to that film.
Definitely a big step up from the Mummy.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
And
sure.
the thing with the Mummy, that's really one of Tom Cruise's few misses
Yeah,
lately. Other than Ghost Protocol, but like Road Nation, I liked. Edge of Tomorrow, I really liked. Oblivion, I
Oblivion.
liked. Um,
No,
I didn't see American Made.
I liked American Made. I thought that was a decent movie. So
Really,
I wouldn't make my best of list, but it was a solid film. Tom Cruise, it was a role he was born to play. Did a great job with bringing that character to life. Even though that character, it's based on a real person, and that person looks nothing like Tom Cruise. But Cruise embodied the spirit of that of the real life entrepreneur or guy who the guy who played both sides. He played the FBI and the drug dealers.
Hmm.
Um, you have the Infinity War spot was short. Really wasn't that much to say. It was like 31 seconds. You
I look
know,
forward to it because I'm curious about it because I like the other Avengers
yeah.
movies. It's just with the advertising so far, it's really just been
Look at all these people. Look at all these
yeah,
heroes. Look at all this.
they're all together.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I know that. What else you got?
yeah.
I hope it's not just hey, they're all together, but it's like
And then
show
Thanos
me
kicks
some,
a bunch of their asses, and then the movie's over.
like show me. I mean, the only spectacle we've seen is that battle out of Lord of the Rings where the battle on land with
Yeah.
Black Panther and them, but
Uh-huh.
is that the only battle in the movie?
Well, so speaking of
But
Black Panther, I've been trying not to watch any more Black Panther ads because there's just been overload of Black Panther advertisements, and I just don't want to, because I'm going to see it, and I don't want
mhm.
to like potentially ruin the film by just seeing all these different fucking ads and clips and shit. Um, I wasn't like huge on the Black Panther trailer either. I thought it was okay. I definitely
Hmm.
would say I like the Infinity War teaser more, and the teaser trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp, and the Deadpool, teaser, which is brilliant. The Bob Ross parody. And I'm really looking forward to the Deadpool 2 trailer, which is supposed to come play in front of
Oh,
Black Panther.
okay.
So, yeah, Black Panther, we'll see.
Right
Cloverfield
now,
Paradox,
Rotten Tomatoes has 100% from
yeah.
60 some reviews on Black Panther.
They gave The Dark Knight Rises, what, a 96 or something when it came out? 93, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll be okay, but I don't know. It just based on the trailers for
Mm-hmm.
it looks mediocre.
Yeah. So, the Cloverfield Paradox, you're more of a Cloverfield fan,
Guy,
Cloverfield guy.
I like the first one. Saw that in theater back in 2008. I had a great time. Did not see the second one because it doesn't seem like really has anything to do with the first one other than the title. This one, I'm guessing it was that. I guess it's that one we talked about in a
God
previous video,
Particle.
God Particle.
Yeah.
Only it went straight to Netflix.
Yep.
So it shows how much faith they have in it. Even the second film made a lot of money in theaters, but it's like, no, we don't put this straight to Netflix. And I've heard very mixed to negative things that is very convoluted and is very confusing, and that it has very small links to the first movie
So
and
it
the
lives
monster.
up to the title of Paradox.
Yeah, I mean, has like a what 6 out of 10 IMDb right
Mm.
now. I don't know. I don't know why, but that there's a scene with like a hand.
Yeah.
It reminded me of
The Adams Family.
no, it reminded me of oh my god, the '80s movie.
The Hand.
No, with the sci-fi with Sid Haig and you know,
Oh, Galaxy of
I,
Terror.
yeah, I live and die.
Yeah.
For some reason, remind me a little bit of that.
I was thinking
But
of Thing from Adams Family.
okay,
But yeah, I can see Galaxy of Terror because one of the character's arms got cut off and still moving around with in that movie.
but, but it's like scientists. They go into space. They go, I'm guessing, to an alternate dimension. They come back. And I guess somehow the monster from Cloverfield comes with them, or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded confusing and muddled. I don't know. I mean, I haven't even seen the second film, but again, from what I understand, you don't need to see the second film. But I can't say I'm like dying to see this with
Yeah.
based on what I've heard.
Speaking of films that I'm definitely sure you're not dying to see, we got The Life of the Party. There's Melissa McCarthy's new film coming out this May.
What do you mean back to school?
Yeah, Back to School. The Back to School remake. It's literally the same film. It's instead of having Rodney Dangerfield, it's Melissa McCarthy. She goes to the same college as her daughter and learns how to party and have fun and let loose and stop
Just like
being. Yeah.
Rodney went to college with his son.
Yep.
Was that and had fun and partied?
Yeah, it's the same film. They're just it's this year's fist fucked. It's this year's fist fight. No credit, no credit given to the film that clearly this is inspired by. Um, and it's every bit as unfunny as you think it would be, and honestly, even more so. Like Melissa McCarthy, I know she actually can be funny. Nothing about this is funny. The most memorable thing or likable thing about this trailer was there was like a little shot of a can of Mellow Yellow on a table, and one shot in the movie. I was like, that's the life of the party right there, Mellow Yellow.
Exactly.
Throw
That's
me a
the best
can.
part of the trailer.
The best part of the trailer. Because other shit, you have this really weird intro. Like this, the editing for this was atrocious. Like this is egregious editing, like amateur hour. I can't even believe that this was even published on the internet. That's how badly this trailer was edited. Um, it just opens up with literally a scene. It's not even like, oh, there's no editing techniques used here. It's just a scene with no context. Melissa McCarthy looking pretty frumpy, has like all this shit in her backyard, decides to light it on fire. It blows up, sends her fat ass flying, and I'm supposed to laugh because she seems to do that in every movie now. She did that in Ballbusters. And it looks like she's carrying that torch into Life of the Party. And then you just have cringe-inducing attempts at humor. Like, it's just the same fucking cringe and crass shit. Like, where is comedy? Like, where is the comedy here? Oh, she's getting banged in public. Ha 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 ha. That's fucking hilarious. She's having sex in a public place. Dirty hairbrushes. Vagoogle, whatever the fuck. It was like a talk. She's like, Melissa McCarthy is like talking out of like, I can't even, like, my brain is like frying itself, thinking about this stupidity. So I kid you not, folks. This is the thing in the trailer. This is one of their big jokes they end the trailer with. Melissa McCarthy acting like her vagina can talk, and it's just like, wow. Holy fuck. Just game night, please save me. You got blockers, ass beer, you got Google, talking pussies. It's just like, fuck's sake.
Oh, talking pussies and Melissa McCarthy, yeah. Just like Ghostbusters.
Well, there's pussy farts in that one. But yeah.
So it talked. It just burped.
Yeah. Seems like a waste of money.
Waste of time, waste of bullshit.
So another trailer I want to mention briefly is the trailer for the new Tremors film.
Cold Day in Hell, Tremors 6. The last good Tremors film to me was Tremors 2 Aftershocks. 3 was so-so. 4 was a boring prequel in the West. 5th one was a lame sequel with Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy. This has Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy coming back, only it's in the snow and the cold and the ice.
Yep.
You have some piss-poor jokes.
Look like they're using the ice very well either, though. It barely even looks like they're even shooting it in the Arctic. Like, a lot of the shots that you see in the trailer, there's no ice. There's no ice. There's no push carts on ice. There's none of that. But yeah, you were saying it's bad
it doesn't
jokes.
need to be made, and yeah, there's bad jokes and
when you have ass blasters. When there's blasters, there's graboids.
Which was introduced in the 3rd movie and was a stupid addition. And, you have some CGI work, and Michael Gross, I wish he was doing other things nowadays. I mean, he's like the best thing in these sequels, but it's a waste of his talent. And you don't need 6 Tremors movies.
No.
You only needed 2 Tremors movies.
Just stop making Tremors sequels. Just like stop making Hatchet sequels. Stop making Children of the Corn sequels. We don't need like 50 of those films. Stop making witchcraft movies. Who the fuck is producing these sequels? Who the fuck is watching all 16 or 18 of these fucking films? It's just one of those things that just like I'm just up to here with direct-to-video horror sequels. Just fucking stop it already. Like, the last good one I can think of is Lost Boys: The Thirst. That was a long time ago. If you think about it.
Yeah.
So I want a quick look at Shout Factory's upcoming releases they got coming down the pike. They got something called The Vampire and the Ballerina on Blu-ray. The what? And the what?
I've never even heard of that
I've never heard
movie.
of that movie. Sounds like, yeah, like a complete waste of space. Complete waste of a Blu-ray. Wild at Heart, if you're a fan of that film by, I think David Lynch did that. Get that Blu-ray. I've never seen the film. They're fucking bullshit steelbook releases where it's just like, oh, get Buckaroo Banzai on steelbook or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure on steelbook. Because we just want your money. We want you to double dip on sets that don't have anything new. It's just steelbook. When companies, studios usually release steelbooks the same time as the normal release. They don't release steelbooks later as like every now and then they might, but
They,
usually it's at the same time, not
they,
months later.
they do now.
And I'm pretty sure there are people who are going to buy those, just like
Sure.
people who are all anal about the slipcover, like, oh, it's got to have the slipcover.
If they're into them, that's fine.
That's cool. It's just one
Doesn't
of
do
those
anything
things
to
that's
me.
just like, I can take the slipcover and I can leave it. I'm not gonna pay $30, $35, $40 just for a slipcover.
No, not me. No. No, thank you.
Carbon Copy, film with Denzel Washington. I, I don't even know the audience for that movie.
Wow.
That's another MGM title that Shout Factory's like, well, we got the rights for it. Put that shit
Well,
out there.
Denzel's in it, so there you go.
Carbon Copy. Dr. Blood's Coffin. Like some lame B movie, black and white B movie I've never heard of. It's a live trilogy. That's cool. Depends. Are they going to have, what's the price? Are they going to have new features? What's going on with that? We'll see. That's
I
like the
barely, I barely remember those movies.
that's like the one sort of release on here that I'm kind of intrigued about, but still not entirely sold on because I have the films on DVD. Caged Fury, a woman in prison movie with Eric Estrada, I think, or is that Eric Estrada? Yeah, I think that's Eric Estrada. Or is it some other? Is it Yeah, it's Eric Estrada. The House of Drip Blood. Okay, all right. It was an all right, decent horror anthology. Fine with the DVD that I have, and I'm in no rush to get that on Blu-ray. Cyborg, the collector's edition that keeps getting pushed back
Yep.
or forward. Probably not going to have Van Damme being interviewed. So I don't know. I think some fans were saying, are they going to have the director's cut? And I think Scream
They're
Factory
not.
was like, no.
Yeah,
And
they
they're
confirm.
kind
They
of
confirm.
bummed about it. But then I'm like, you've seen it. You're like,
It
you shouldn't
sucks.
be bummed.
I don't think they should. It fucking sucks. It's a ripoff.
Daughters of Satan. Dr. Detroit. Dr. Detroit. Really? Shout Factory? Dr. Detroit. Like a film that was so bad it almost killed Dan Aykroyd's movie career right off the bat.
Jesus.
Grey Lady Down, some Charlton Heston film from the past. Troll and Troll 2 double feature.
That they had that. Well, I guess they're just a DVD.
Yeah. Mystery Science Theater 3000 season 11. They want $80 for that shit. You kidding me? Crucible of Horror, a film that I thought that you were able to find that movie on like every public domain box set for years. So let's release that on Blu-ray. Full Moon High, a werewolf comedy that I vaguely remember, but I'm pretty sure barely anybody remembers. You don't remember that movie, right?
I've never seen the movie. I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, I can't really think of that many people who've seen the film, let alone a fan of it. That'll buy the Blu-ray. Super Beast. Is this the movie that inspired Rob Zombie to write that song? Like I Sweet Virginia, some new thriller, Assault on Precinct 13, Steelbook, Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon Blu-ray. Okay, all right. Depends on what features they got for it. Comes out in March. I don't know. I'm not super keen on the cover art. Something about it looks off to me. I think it's the lighting. This looks kind of weird. Um, but it's nice to see that get a Blu-ray. But the DVD has a lot of features on it already.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
One might pick it up one day. It's a great flick.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Underrated.
picking that up either. Prince of Darkness Steelbook, The Burbs, Collector's Edition.
Yeah. Cool. It deserves it. It deserves it in the U.S. So it's nice it's getting it.
Yeah. Nightmare at Noon. I remember we watched that one
Yeah.
night with
The
our
three of us,
friend
yeah.
with our friend Effrey, and like Effrey picked it and we thought it was lame, so that's getting a Blu-ray.
Well, he likes the film.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it
I didn't care
much.
for it either.
That was pretty
I thought
boring,
it
to
was
be
pretty
honest.
forgettable. So you got that coming on Blu-ray. Rockula. Fucking Rockula.
With Chainsaw from Summer School
Yeah.
starring in it.
The
Dean
Ambulance.
Cameron.
Okay, that's cool.
The Ambulance that deserves it. Good movie.
Downfall, that film that was made into a million memes.
Oh, Nick Cage?
No,
Oh, that's a different movie.
that's Deadfall.
Oh,
Downfall
Deadfall.
is the
Okay.
one with the Hitler. It's about the Hitler drama, about the last days of Adolf Hitler, and then
Oh,
people did
okay.
those memes, with Hitler being
Oh,
angry, and then how
that's
the
where it's from.
yeah.
Okay. I got you now.
Fangs of the Living Dead. What? The Strangers Collector's Edition, because the sequel's coming out.
Yep, and it's 10 years old.
A documentary about the fucking shower scene in Psycho.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like that sequence has not been overplayed enough. Colossus the Forbin Project. That's an interesting movie, so I'm all right with that getting another release. The Gate 2. What is this? What is one of the special features? Did the disc turn to shit? Is it literally turn into shit? Something called the Nightwalker. Something called Games. Drag Me to Hell Collector's Edition.
The movie can go to hell.
Go to hell, hell, hell. And Night of the Seagulls. So one of those Blind Dead movies.
Oh my god. Did not care for that movie. Yeah, a lot of movies out there that deserves it. Roger Howard's The Hitcher, Death Machine,
Yeah.
Split Second, Maximum Overdrive, the Golden Child special edition of April Fool's Day.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We got Dance
Rockula.
Macabre. Dance Macabre. Yeah, that gets a Blu-ray release. And
Granted,
Rappin'.
it's based on what they can get, and some of them I mentioned is Paramount and such, and
Yeah,
Stephen King's a prick.
with Shout Factory, it's like, just stop. Like, so just don't release some of these. Like, fucking Rappin' with Mari Van Peebles.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a big audience for that. Rapping.
Matinee. Yeah, that's a cult classic. Macon County Line has some decent critical acclaim. Dance Macabre, okay, because of Robert Englund.
Hmm.
It's not that great of a movie, but hey, for Robert Englund fans, Shakedown, that's nice.
That deserves it.
But there's this other ones, and I know what deserves what, and so on is
Subject.
is subjective, but just some of these it just seems like a waste.
Yeah, it's just our opinion.
It seems like a waste of money. So they're kind of just been on a little bit of a downslide. I mean, they'll have some great releases, but it just, I don't know, disappointing. And the ambulance, I it probably won't have that much in terms of extra features. It might just
I,
be a carbon copy of the German Blu-ray. I wouldn't be surprised if that's
what
the
I heard,
case.
it was just a commentary with Larry Cohen.
That's it.
I could be
If
wrong. Maybe
that's
they're
it,
adding.
then I'll just keep the DVD you sent me because there's no reason to get that.
There might be adding more, but as far as I know right now, they just said it was a commentary.
Well,
But
it's
there's
not
more info,
labeled as a
folks.
collector's edition, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, yeah.
And there are some other companies coming out with some other stuff like Synapse and so on, but I haven't heard a lot of extra new info about some of their upcoming releases yet. So
What about the Kindred?
haven't
I
heard
know as a
anything
shout,
about that.
nothing. Okay.
Haven't heard about anything about it yet. So before I end this podcast, might have been a pretty lengthy one. I want to briefly give my thoughts on Winchester. I will do a full review of this sometime soon, maybe even before this video gets posted. But I just wanted to mention it because we're talking about trailers and stuff like that, and I really like the trailer for Winchester, and I want to tie in my feelings on it with the trailer to kind of let people know, if you don't know already, that trailers can be misleading. Trailers can give you an impression, can make you think that a film is going to be a certain way, like The Gray or Predators or so on
Hmm.
and so forth. And then you see the movie and it really is nothing like the trailer. And sadly, Winchester is one of those films. Winchester had a great atmospheric, moody trailer. Uh, Looked like it was really doing a good job with its location, uh, shooting on a set. You had Helen Mirren, who's a great actress. Looked like it had potential, but sadly, this is a film that is undone by stupid bullshit jump scares that are just ridiculously laughable. They aren't scary. They're predictable. They're annoying, and they single-handedly drag the film down into the depths of below average, and it sucks. I was looking forward to it. I saw it in the theater with a friend of mine. He also thought it was pretty disappointing. He was also annoyed with all the fucking jump scares and shit. The ooga booga. There was even like some repeated scare where they had like a pair of roller skates that kept rolling around, and I'm like, it's fucking roller skates. We're taking a page from Ouija, where it's like, oh my god, the burner turned on again. Scary. It's terrifying. The roller skates of doom. Um, and just a fucking ginger kid who gets possessed. Oh, gingers have no souls. Yeah, needed to see an origin for that. Helen Mirren was good. Jason Clarke I thought was good. The atmosphere was great. Um, I like the idea, but they just ruin it with just this horrible, just honestly pretty shitty script. And there's even like a scene near the end where like there's this one character. She's the mother of the redheaded kid, and there's just awkward lines of dialogue she has where she's just like, "I'm a mother. I'm a fighter. I'm a protector. I'm not afraid. I could do this." It's like, what is this random pep talk? Like, this is supposed to take place in the early 1900s, and I'm like, what is this? This doesn't even sound like anything anybody from this time period would even say. And it just comes out of left field. It's like some feminist just possessed the writer for a second and just I am woman, hear me roar. There's just randomness. And some really stupid, ridiculous crap at the end where like the main evil ghost gets killed by a fucking bullet. Like it doesn't make any what? Fucking bullet? It's a ghost. Just shoot the ghost with a bullet and that sends him to the other side? What the hell? The writers just gave up. I don't blame them. But yeah, disappointing. I would say approach that film with extreme caution. And one last thing I want to talk about is the Oscars. Really what this is it's a glorified
I was going to mention a
circle
few
jerk.
things
Yeah, go ahead.
if it's okay.
That's fine.
Just a few quick things to ask Mike for his
Mhm.
podcast. Number one, your thoughts on the the Death Wish Red Band
Oh yeah,
trailer.
yeah. I was meaning to mention that as well. I really like that trailer. I love the way it was edited. It was one of the best things Eli Roth has done since Thanksgiving. Um,
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is those other fucking shitty killer turkey movies. Gobble gobble,
Yeah.
motherfucker, or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Can't blame me though. I mean, just surprised he didn't call it Thanksgiving. But yeah, it was a fun Grindhouse trailer. I like that there definitely seems to be some practical effects in that movie.
Yeah, I appreciate
So it's
that.
definitely
And
going to be rated R. It looked like fun, but then again, it's could just be the trailer.
like you were saying, yeah, it could be the advertising misleading. Wish the entire movie looked like that. And if
It
it's
could be
as
like
fun as the
Machete, where the Machete trailer in Grindhouse looked a certain way and was put together a certain way, and then the film it just wasn't as good.
exactly. But based on the trailer itself, I like that trailer too.
Yeah.
Second thing, your thoughts on Deep Blue Sea 2, the trailer, which to me looked like a remake of the first one.
Yeah, it's just a reboot rehash of Deep Blue Sea. It's a sequel in name only. It's a complete waste of the property and of the name Deep Blue Sea. Could have just called it Killer Shark 2 and really wouldn't have made that much of a difference.
Shark Night 2 or so. And then your thoughts on Hellraiser Judgment, the trailer.
Hellraiser Judgment. Hellraiser Judgment. Um, it's a type of film that I think should be judged with a lawgiver. Court is adjourned. It's another typical unnecessary.
Pen is not the law. We're the law.
Just shitty Hellraiser sequel.
I've heard like it's not that bad, but I don't.
I would say the lead guy in this looks a little bit more like Hellraiser should, like more like Pinhead should than the last film.
Right.
And I like the fact that there's practical effects, but it definitely does look like a low budget movie, which might necessarily mean it sucks. I mean, I liked Hotel Inferno, and that has basically no budget. But I don't know. It's just I have a hard time getting up for more Hellraiser film. It's like, what else are they gonna do? Like they were kind of stretching it after Hellraiser 3, or even with Hellraiser 3. So
that was like 20 movies ago.
Yeah. And then all these other Pinhead sequels, the Hellraiser, they were like pilots for some Showtime original series. Because Pinhead would show up and introduce some things, and then it really wasn't really about Hellraiser or really about the Cenobites. It really wasn't about Pinhead.
The Cenobite Chronicles starring Pinhead.
Yeah.
Guest starring Pinhead.
That's really what Inferno and Bloodline, I get. Well, Bloodline at times was that too. I'm I'm curious about the original cut of the film that Kevin Yeager worked on that the studio fucked with and basically ruined.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, the last decent one for me was Hellraiser 3,
Inferno,
and
I
it's
didn't
not
mind. I thought it was okay. There were some things about it that I liked, but
right.
Deader just was. There's a reason why that was held back for release, and I don't care if the Blu-ray's out of print. I'm not paying $50 for fucking Deader on Blu-ray, or 100 or whatever the fuck people are
Yeah,
asking
and
for.
you had Hellseeker, you had
Yeah,
Hellworld, and yeah,
Hellworld, which is just Lance Henriksen getting a paycheck again, and
and
cringe-inducing like virtual reality, whatever
Revelations.
bullshit, and Revelations, which is disappointing because you have, I think that's the one with Ashley Lawrence, right? But she's
No, that's the last one.
oh,
That's the one that looked like it cost $5.
oh okay.
I think it's Hellseeker, the one Ashley
Hellseeker, yeah,
Lawrence.
that's the one.
I
Yeah,
think so. Because I think Deader's the one with Carrie.
yeah, Carrie
Word,
War.
word. See, there's so many fucking them. It's hard to tell apart.
Yeah, and then with Judgment, it even looks like Inferno. The fucking cop, there's a cop storyline, just like in Inferno. It's just
Yeah, it looks like your good practical effects,
yeah. I like some of
but
the designs of some of the newer Cenobites. Okay, but
and designs, but
yeah,
yeah, it looks like a sequel to Inferno. I mean, just
it's just
I,
unnecessary.
I think at this point, just I don't know, just one of those things. I don't care about another Hellraiser movie.
Yeah,
If I ever saw it, it'd be like, at best, I could tell it'd be like,
yeah,
this is like Hellraiser Part 17.
yeah.
You know,
I
just
mean, it says something when Doug Bradley was like, "No, I'm not doing. I don't want to do
do
it
anymore.
anymore."
And then two quick little news posts. They are doing a Jumanji sequel,
Yeah, I heard about that. They hired some writers or whatever.
and the Games of Thrones creators are doing Star Wars movies or TV show, one of the two.
Okay, all right.
So again,
Didn't really watch Game of Thrones. One thing I can also mention is the Jungle Cruise movie that The Rock is going to be in, along with Emily Blunt.
well, of course, because The Rock is everywhere now, and
But really, the Jungle Cruise? Like, to make a movie out of the Jungle Cruise ride? You better
they
have a
made
cameo.
they made a movie of the Rampage game.
Yeah, you better have a cameo, with Weird Al playing Skipper Dan. Then I could, then I might at least there'd be something salvageable about it. But Disney probably won't be clever enough to ask Weird Al to do
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of hope for that Jungle Cruise film. I really don't think that's a ride that Disney should really be taking, especially in theaters. But with the success of Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, I guess they're just trying to greenlight all these jungle properties. So
Well, like I said, I'm just tired of The Rock. He needs to take. It's getting to be Adam Sandler, where
yeah,
people were getting burned out. Just take a few years off, Rock. I mean, you got
yeah, it's just
Rampage, you got
overexposure for sure. He's sinking.
Rocky exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a few years off. Take 3 years off. You don't need to pick every fucking project that gets flung to the ground in
You
front
don't
of your
need to be in
toes.
like 2 to 3 movies every year. That's just overkill.
Yeah, you had Rampage, Skyscraper, and Jumanji 2 wasn't that long ago, and
Mm-hmm.
he's got plenty of more. Just take a
Yep,
break, Rock.
I agree. So, before we talk about some more trailers, because there was some that popped up, I just thought definitely were worth mentioning. Venom, Deadpool 2, the second teaser, and just some brief ranting on I Feel Pretty. I want to get your thoughts on some of the Oscar sort of stuff that's going on with specifically some of the nominations. I know Daniel Kaluuya, or I don't know how to say his last name. I almost said Kalua because I guess I'm drunk apparently. I have Kalua on the brain, but he got a Best Actor nomination. I heard that you felt that there were other more worthy candidates. So if you'd
Yeah, I
like to
mean,
elaborate on that.
same which I'll get to the best picture as well. I liked Get Out.
I do too.
Now,
I
of
liked it
course,
quite a bit.
of course, if I did a top 10 Oscars, it would just be the top 10 films I like,
Yeah.
and all 10 would be on there. But when I look at all the films out, I like Get Out. I like the actor in Get Out. When I look at the performance, I don't see an Oscar caliber performance. I see a good performance. I see a likable character, but no different than hell. Why didn't Peter Weller and Leviathan
Yeah.
get? Why did a number of Kurt Russell in The
Treat Williams
Thing,
in Deep Rising.
Trey Williams in Deep Rising, Tom Sizemore in The Relic?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of other horror movies. Tim Robbins and Jacob's Ladder, which I
Yeah.
do think should have been.
I think he was robbed for sure because that was
He
a
was
very
robbed.
complex role.
But I look at people like James Franco, and I know they do all this crap about that because I don't know. I say crap because I don't know the whole deal with be a part of that whole train of sexual harassment stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my only guess is that's the only reason why he wasn't nominated because he was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Might have won. I could be wrong on that, but again, not knowing what happened in his life, I don't know it. No one
Mm-hmm.
really knows it either. I think he should have been nominated for a Best Actor performance because the movie Disaster Artist, which is an okay movie, I liked it all right, but I thought his performance was easily the best thing, and he was really playing a character, a real life character.
Yeah,
And I thought,
I definitely agree with you. Like I thought it was okay too. I was a little bit disappointed by the film because I don't know. I mean, I felt Franco's direction was definitely a little bit lacking. Like I really felt the film could have been a lot better with a more seasoned director, and it wasn't as hilarious as I thought it could have been. But his performance was definitely a standout and worthy of an Oscar nomination because he transformed into Tommy Wiseau.
yes. And again, I liked the actor in Get Out, but if we're comparing performances, I would say James Franco was given a good, solid performance.
Yeah.
While in Get Out, you're just playing a likable guy, and there's many likable guys, but they didn't get Oscar nominations. So
Harrigan, Danny Glover in Predator 2, he didn't get an Oscar nod.
you just got shit for
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
which it was 100% undeserved.
I agree. I agree
One
with
of the
that
most underrated
wholeheartedly.
sequels of all time.
But another actor I definitely think deserved an Oscar nod was Ryan Gosling for Blade Runner 2049. I thought he was that was a really impressive performance. It was a very subtle but very nuanced performance because he's playing a replicant, so he's more machine or more artificial than he is human or a flesh and blood. And that was a performance that I thought definitely was one of the better performances of 2017. And it is kind of surprising that he did not get a nomination, or Harrison Ford didn't get a nod for Best Supporting Actor.
Or the director for Best Director,
Yeah,
or
that
for
is
Best Picture.
yeah, that's
But going to Ryan Gosling, I think it's his best performance since Drive,
mhm.
and all this talk people were giving praise of David in
I
Alien
don't get that at
Covenant and
all.
Prometheus to playing a robot. I thought Ryan Gosling outshined him tenfold.
For sure.
But yeah, Ryan Gosling would put on there. And Blade Runner 2049, it has cinematography, it has technical nods,
Hmm.
but it, in my opinion, got robbed by Best Picture, Best Actors, Best Director.
Yeah.
I don't get that at all.
I don't understand why Dennis Villeneuve didn't get at least a nod for sure.
It easily should have been. And that's just a film that continues to get underappreciated. Is a bomb valley, but Jumanji 2 made 800 million,
Yeah,
and then robbed at the Oscars nomination wise. Not even score, but The Last Jedi
yeah,
got
that doesn't make any sense. Like the Last Jedi doesn't have a single note that I really remember, but the Hans Zimmer's score, I think some other composer also helped work on it too. They did a really good job, also incorporating elements from Vangelis' score from the first film, without really feeling like it was just copying note for note, like what The Last Jedi did and what The Force Awakens did. There was a
the
few bits in The Last Jedi that were original, but they still kind of sounded derivative of Williams' earlier work in the
the score to
franchise.
the score to Blade Runner 2049 easily 100% outshines anything The Last Jedi.
Oh, for sure.
I can't remember, like you said, I
100%.
can't, but I'm just glad it didn't get Best Picture nomination or Wonder Woman,
Oh yeah,
like
you're
people are
glad The Last
saying,
Jedi
like
didn't
Gal
get,
Gadot.
Best Picture nod, or Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, get the fuck out of my face, Gadot, Best Actress.
Gal Gadot Gadot. But Blade Runner 2049 was robbed.
Yeah.
Best score, director, picture,
Hmm.
and even the acting nods that I would give too.
I
But
agree wholeheartedly.
so like just like the original
Yep.
Blade Runner. So it's funny, all these years, people are like, oh, Blade Runner came out today. Obviously not, because the same exact thing
I think Blade
happened.
Runner would flop today. We got proof that it would.
It would, so there you go. But,
Speaking
I haven't,
of the Oscars again,
yeah,
there's a specific category that has
makeup.
really fallen by the wayside as of late, and that's best makeup. Now,
And
this is a
hair.
category. Well,
That's what you gotta know is the hair. It's makeup and
that
hair.
used to be a separate category. They basically have combined makeup and hair into one category, which is now leaving less room for nominations for films like Shape of Water and so on. And that's really frustrating to me because this category was created specifically to reward the hard work and impressive art by makeup effects artists like Rick Baker and Rob Bottin and Steve Johnson and so on. And it's a sign of the times, that makeup special effects and practical effects in general are not really as important or as valued as they used to be. And it just hits me kind of like a slap in the face. It's like, oh, makeup and hair, like a Suicide Squad. When I look back at that one winning, I still don't agree with that winning the Oscar, but at least it had like the Killer Croc makeup. At least that was an actual makeup job. That was actual practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
The films that are nominated are, it seems to me, a bunch of dramas, and it's just a lot of old age makeup, which isn't necessarily bad. I don't necessarily think that's should be completely crossed off the list. I mean, for example, Dick Smith's makeup for Amadeus totally deserved the Oscar, but I don't know. It just seems like there's nothing on with the nominations with something that's really that creative or really that complex. It just seems like a lot of it's just old age makeup and the disfiguring makeup on the kid in Wonder, which just made him look like I didn't think it was that impressive. He's got like a pig nose and maybe like a little bit. I mean, compare it to Mask, what Eric Stoltz had to go through. It's nothing in comparison. I mean that's I think that won the Oscar in '88 if I remember correctly, and it definitely deserved it if that's the case. So, um, yeah, it's really that's really too bad to see that this category is just
Well, if it's 88, I disagree with that.
oh
I think the Blob.
well yeah,
But
but
that wasn't even nominated. See, that's why I
yeah,
don't like. They
exactly.
didn't even nominate the thing.
The Thing is the one that's just totally that film was just ragged on and just shit on when it came out, just like Blade Runner in the same year.
unless it's an American Werewolf in London, it's like they don't look at creatures, or maybe aliens, but
Yeah, I'm
very
trying to
rarely.
remember. Well, visual effects, they would do stuff like that.
Well,
Um,
even like okay, makeup effects. Like, I'm trying to think like what horror. And you think of all the great makeup throughout the
was it
years.
Beetlejuice that won in '88? I think it might have been Beetlejuice that won in '88, if I remember correctly.
I would have to look it up.
I'm looking it up right now. RoboCop would be another one that, you know, '87. That's more like effects, but the makeup though was really good too. Oh, Rick Baker won for Harry and the Hendersons.
That's cool.
Yeah, that
I
was a
like
good
Harry and
one.
Anderson.
Yeah.
And yeah, and for 1980 films, yeah, Beetlejuice won. Beetlejuice, Coming to America, and Scrooged were the nominees for Best
Okay.
Makeup.
So Beetlejuice did win.
Okay, I give credit to that.
This Google search was wrong. Then it was like it was looking at Harry and the Hendersons, and
Well,
like
that's
that one in
87.
'87.
But like, okay, right there, The Blob wasn't nominated. The Thing
No,
didn't get
The
nominated.
Fly won in '86. You know, of course, you know, definitely deserved that for sure.
So okay, I'll give credit to the Oscars.
Mask
I
was in
was wrong.
'85, so I was wrong about the release date. So that's my bad anyway. Dick Tracy won in 1990, which I definitely do think it deserved that. 1991, Terminator 2. 1992, Bram Stoker's Dracula, definitely deserved. And then like you had like stuff like 1995 is similar to kind of what we have right now. Braveheart, My Family, Mi Familia, and Roommates. Like not really a lot of like wow, you know, could come up with a better makeup effects nominee than Braveheart. Didn't Demon Knight come out in '95?
Yeah, that was 95.
That's one that I would put over Roommates. The Nutty Professor won in 1996, and I don't know. I would have given it a First Contact if you're looking at the nominees. Men in Black
Independence
won in
Day.
1997. Yeah, that's another one. Men in Black won in '97. Definitely deserved that. In '98, Elizabeth won. Topsy Turvy won in '99. And that's when it kind of started. This kind of, you know, a lot of just meh. Pan's Labyrinth in 2006, though, I definitely do feel that was deserving. This is all personal opinion. The Wolfman, Rick Baker's makeup for 2010, that was quite good, but the movie wasn't very good. But you know, it was a good makeup job. And then you had in 2015, you had like Mad Max Fury Road. Like, was there even that much? I mean, there was the guy, the old guy, and a few things, but I don't know. It wasn't really that amazing. That was an Oscar-worthy makeup. Um, and then like in 2013, like this is what the selection they had: the Dallas Buyers Club, Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. Yes, that got nominated for Best Makeup in 2013, and The Lone Ranger. Was there even any makeup in that movie?
Um, Johnny Depp's old makeup at the beginning and end of the movie. Is that why?
I guess so. And then in 2017, it's Darkest Hour, Victoria and Abdul, and Wonder, which are all three dramas. And The Shape of Water got nothing, which is just unbelievable to me. Yes, I know it's gotten a lot of nominations for a lot of different other categories, but come on. That film deserved a nod for best makeup. In fact, it should just win the award. Like, what is there? Like, oh, the Wonder makeup, the old age makeup for The Darkest Hour. I mean, none of that compares to the fish creature, you know, and Shape of Water. But you know,
I agree. I haven't even seen the film. I can see clips online and
and I don't
perfectly
even
agree
know if
with
it got
that.
nominated for best visual effects either. The film was a nice blend of CGI and practical, which is how it should be.
Well, that's the thing. Nowadays, it's so much CGI, you rarely get makeup.
Yeah. So, speaking of makeup, something that we should have seen some of it in this recent teaser trailer, but instead we saw nothing. That is Venom, the Venom teaser trailer. I know I mentioned Venom. We were talking about the Super Bowl TV spots, and I was just being all jokes, sarcastic and shit about how the black screen, that should be the Venom trailer. The idea I came up with is a lot better than what they actually release.
Well, be warned, you don't get a lot of hate because people are like, well, it's a teaser and it was just got done.
You know what else is a teaser? A Quiet Place.
Yeah. I know. There's going to be a lot of hate because it's like, well, Mike, what, you want them to spoil the whole movie?
No,
it's only been done a month.
Well, then don't fucking
comes out in October.
Don't release a teaser then. If you're not going to put a lot of effort into it, don't fucking do it. Like, I'm not so like, I gotta see a Venom, something Venom related. I'm not like so gung-ho and so worked up about Venom that I need to see some footage.
A lot of people love it because it's mysterious.
There's a difference between mysterious and just being lazy as fuck. This is such a lazy fucking teaser. And I'm going to bring up A Quiet Place again because that teaser came out, I think, before even this year. The Quiet Place teaser, if I remember correctly. And that was mysterious, didn't give away anything, and was a million times better than this teaser.
If it wasn't for the title, I would have thought it was a reboot of the Hulk. He's getting a medical exam, and it's Dr. David Banner. He's running, and he's running away.
Yeah.
He's mad. I'm like, they're rebooting the Hulk? No, it's Venom.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get hate for this, but fuck it. I did it every day.
Yeah, so do I.
To me, I might as well watch a trailer called Thin Air. Because that's what I got. Tom Hardy, overrated actor. I know people
thought his performance in this teaser was just atrocious. Like, he sounds like he's drunk. And his American accent is fake. It is so fucking fake. It is faker than a real doll. I mean, for fuck's sake. What is that?
I didn't see much of the judge's performance, but it's just Tom Hardy in general. Bane. Oh, fuck, Sean Connery if he played Darth Vader. Welcome, Batman. Welcome to die. Hello there. Or Mammoth Fury Road, in which he's the last person people think of. Anyone who talks about Fury Road, they talk about Charlize Theron, they talk about the effects, they talk about the stunt work, the action, the score. The last thing they bring up is Mad Max. That's how fucking, quote, good Tom Hardy was in that movie. I'm sorry, he's never blown me away. I would have picked a different actor. I would have picked a different actor as Eddie Brock, or even if that's even his fucking name.
Yeah.
This doesn't even look like an R-rated horror film.
No, it doesn't either.
And it shows they don't really, well, I shouldn't be surprised, but they're not going to do practical effects at all because you just show a glimpse of that. I'm not saying you have to give away the whole movie. I'm not saying you have to give everything away and show everything, but show a web. Show the body.
A head.
Show a silhouette.
Yeah.
You show nothing, and then it's like, hey, here's nothing. And they're like, yay, it's nothing. I didn't even get a tone.
No, I didn't either.
Really see that and see an R-rated horror
I saw
tone?
A PG-13 movie.
I saw a PG-13 Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I know it's Sony, but I mean, yeah, I could go into how I don't get how.
Well, Logan had. That's another example. Teaser. Logan's first teaser trailer. I think that was the one with Hurt, right, with Johnny Cash, right? And that came out like a long time before the movie came out, and that was absolutely jaw-droppingly amazing.
Hell, the teaser to Deadpool 2 showed no footage, but was creative.
Well, there's a little bit of footage. There was no footage.
The one where he's in the phone booth.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one that was that they had a little bit of a
Stanley and
The teaser that was kind of going on in Logan. Yeah.
And then, yeah, the water wet, is that the
Yeah.
one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a little bit. But even back in the day, you would have teasers like The Thing and Terminator 2,
Oh yeah,
which had
T2's
no
teaser.
footage.
I love T2's teaser.
They had no footage, but there was creativity, or there was.
They shot a teaser specifically for, that situation. Like that was that they don't do that anymore.
And here, I mean, I also drew my. Just we always agree on everything, even though we don't. And there's plenty of things. But seriously, okay, if you can't show anything, then you know what? Have a teaser in April.
Yeah.
Have a
Wait.
teaser in May. Have a teaser in front of Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Or what Deadpool 2 is what, May?
Yeah. May 18th.
And you still got June, July, August, September, October. You still got 5 months,
Yeah.
at least. I mean, you got show it. Fine, wait for a teaser in, like, it's Deadpool 2 or any other time. But I'm sorry, when you give me a guy talking about demons, okay.
This is Max Payne.
He's running. He's on a motorcycle, and he's at the doctor. There's nothing there. It could. If you put
you saw a shot of the symbiote in a container.
But that could have been a sequel to Life. Yeah. For all I know, it's a sequel to Life, which I know someone thought that was the Venom. It could have been a sequel to Life, for all I know. Life 2 with Ryan Reynolds. We'd come back from the dead or whatever. That's the thing. If you said that was Life 2, I would have thought the same thing. If you said that was
Life 2 with Hardy, Ryan Reynolds. Oh yeah, because I thought he was in Life. So
if it was just called Hulk, or like they rebooted the Incredible Hulk.
Well, it kind of reminded me of speaking of Hulk, the 2003 film had a similar teaser that I thought was pretty kind of lame. So
and again, I know people just say, well, they just got done a month ago, they couldn't show anything. Then what's the point of showing it? But everyone loves it, so obviously it worked.
I don't get that. I don't get why everybody is just loving this. It just seems like it's just so lazy. Like that's immediately the thing that popped in my mind.
Well, it's also why. Go ahead.
You really could not do better than this. If this is the best you can provide, then you should have just waited or done what idea I had. Get people hyped up with the Super Bowl with an inventive advertisement to get them to go maybe see some footage on the website or something, or just get them hyped up in a different way. And that's mysterious too. A symbiote takes over the broadcast and you see Venom's head or something, and then hashtag we are Venom or something, something like that. That's like, oh, okay, all right, that's interesting.
Or they're just doing, it's a typical commercial. And then the whole, let's say it's a commercial for some kind of food, right?
Yeah.
Or some kind of soda.
You could actually take a page from the Resident Evil teasers.
Maybe, yeah. But that's a good point. And have like the entire room, all of a sudden this black liquid type is filling over the room, filling over the people, and then all of a sudden the words, we are Venom.
Yeah.
Or we are here, or we are coming.
Yeah.
Or we will arrive October. Or I mean, but I don't see, there's no creativity to it. They had nothing for footage, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to praise something when there's nothing there. Yeah. There's nothing to say about it. You don't even get much of a tone other than it could easily be PG-13. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't even know if it's confirmed R. I have no idea.
I could totally see Sony not doing that. It'd just be PG-13. I could see that for sure. But maybe
it will be, but I got no feel of that.
Maybe, I mean, with the teaser for the New Mutants, it did kind of feel like, oh, this could be R, but now it's not going to be, and you're not going to see it this year either.
No, next year. But yeah, if a teaser's meant to get someone excited, I do not get why anyone would be excited. Limp. If you are, that's fine. It's the same way I don't get why people want that Dundee trailer to be real.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I don't get why Jumanji 2 made so much money. But you know what? We have our opinions, and it's subjective. But
Yeah.
my subjective, if this is meant to tease, it's a blue balls.
Might as well have given me venereal disease, really. I mean,
I'll
because
say it.
it's.
I'll say again that it might as well be titled Thin Air, because that's all I saw was thin air. I got
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And another thing I want to mention real briefly about this before we move on to the next trailer is it just shows to me if this is the type of effort they're going to put into this advertising campaign, I'm really worried about the effort that Sony is putting into this film, or the people who are working on the movie are putting into the movie itself. Because this is as much effort as they're going to put into this teaser, then this film could be every bit as fucking shitty as I fear it could be.
And that's the thing, a lot of people don't question shit. Now, hey, it could be a perfectly good movie. Hey, I'll admit it, and Mike will
Oh
admit it,
yeah,
anyone will admit it. But, hell, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom 2, like
yeah.
that trailer. Much better than the first.
Pain and
Um,
Gain. I didn't really care for any of the trailers for that.
saw the movie, pleasantly
Yeah,
surprised.
very surprised by that film.
I was pleasantly surprised by World War Z.
So was I as well, thanks to Matt's recommendation. I didn't like the trailers for that at all either.
But based on what we have, which is all we can judge it on,
It's
it looks
nothing.
like nothing.
So, the next teaser or trailer I want to talk about is the Deadpool sequel teaser trailer number 1 or number 2, the one where Deadpool meets Cable. Now, I think maybe because I was super hyped about this. I was a little bit let down by it. But I still thought it was a fun teaser. There was some clever stuff. I love the whole thing where the VFX aren't completed. You got Cable's green arm, and then Deadpool's like, "What is this?" It's not like it's a mustache. So I love that dig at DC. That was great. And the whole thing where fuck it, I'll do it myself is the typical Wade thing that Wade would do. Kind of a nice little homage to Toy Story. It's Sheriff Deadpool, and the whole thing was like, I got the stones to do it, and to just like teabagging the action figure of Cable in the face, and it's like no biting. so I did get a kick out of it. It definitely looks like it's going to have a lot more action, which is a good thing.
Yes.
It helps that you have Lettich, who worked on John Wick, doing the film. So that's going to be a nice change of pace for the franchise. Josh Brolin sold me in this teaser. I was kind of leery at the start when I heard he was announced, but I thought he did a good job as Cable. And I would definitely say the thing I was disappointed it was just more of the same kind of different. It wasn't really like a full-on trailer. So that was a little bit disappointing. Like with the teaser trailer for Deadpool, like you had the intro where he's sitting in the chair with the pipe or whatever, and then shows you like more of the footage. But it was still a fun teaser. It's a much more inventive teaser that actually has a lot of passion behind it versus Venom, which is just slap some shit together and put it on the internet. So I don't want to get my hopes up too high for Deadpool 2 because but they're pretty high because it definitely looks like a fun time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I liked the first film. I still would wish it was Dolph Lundgren, but you know what?
Yeah.
Josh Brolin, he's doing, from based on the trailer, he's doing a good job. I like the visuals. It looks like I will prefer the visuals a bit more in this than the
Mm-hmm.
last one. And like you said, I like that there's a bit more action because that was one of the problems I had with the first movie. So it seems like it's definitely be more of an action-packed movie. I also like the breaking the wall aspects.
Yeah.
It's if it's based on these teasers, it seems like maybe we'll get more of that in the actual movie.
Yeah, that would be that's totally Deadpool, and that I would definitely welcome more of that. As well as it yeah, as long as it isn't like too much. Like that can go too far, but like a few, select moments where it really does tie in really well. That's a good one. Like in Deadpool where he's like, broke the fourth wall within the fourth wall. you know. That's like 8 walls or something like that. So that's one of the things that really does make Deadpool's humor kind of stand out is because he breaks the fourth wall a lot. So that's something that I guarantee will be incorporated into the film.
Yeah, so I look forward to it. Maybe it'll even be a better movie than the first one.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean, it could be.
with the
The first
introduction of
film I really enjoy. I think it's a very fun movie, but with rewatches, the lack of really good dynamic action definitely does stand out, as well as like that you mentioned the look of it. There are times where it does look like the budget. It does look like the cheaper, lower budgeted film that it is. This one doesn't look like that at all.
Yeah, and I hope it beats the hell out of Solo. It comes around the same time.
I think I think it will. I think it definitely has a chance to, because there's a really big established audience for Deadpool, and possibly an even bigger one than there was before it came out. That was a film that was a dark horse, and I called it. I called it years in advance. I knew how successful Deadpool was as a property and as a character. I knew how popular he was with people of all ages, so I knew that film would be a hit, and I was right.
Yep.
So, this is gonna be. I definitely think this is gonna be one of the highest grossing films of 2018, for sure, and maybe even beat out Solo. Because Solo, I just don't think it has the same audience. Like the audience that might go see Solo, they're like, well, I already like Deadpool. I don't know if I'm gonna like this new Solo movie. Like I want to see more of Deadpool. I don't really want to see more of not Harrison Ford Han Solo. I don't even think I want to see that at all. So we'll see.
I would say that if it wasn't for films like Jumanji 2.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I,
I don't think
but I
Deadpool 2
hope
is
so.
gonna bomb though. I don't see that happening. I really don't. I could see Solo making money and might win the opening weekend, but Deadpool I think will have stronger legs.
We will definitely see.
And speaking of
Got the
the mustache thing, I saw on YouTube. I think it was DC or Warner Brothers posted. I guess there's a clip they posted online where Henry Cavill goes in the Fortress of Solitude or something. It was a deleted scene, and it's playing the score from Man of Steel, which is a good score. But he walks in, and stuff self-activates, and some thing spins around and shows in the black costume, which is nice to
okay.
see. So apparently that was something that was there, but he doesn't put it on or anything. At least the clip ends there. So it looks like, is that really how they did it?
From the reshoots.
Like that just would have pissed me off too. Like if that actually was in the film, it was just like, here's the black costume. No,
No, I've heard he did wear that,
oh, okay.
and then it was reshot.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but I don't know why a lot of things lately. I yeah, from what I've heard that he was in the black suit. It wasn't just him being shirtless fighting Justice League. Well, I mean, hey, I can only judge the movie they gave us.
Yeah, for sure.
It was shit.
And speaking of shit, we have Amy Schumer's latest piece of shit falling out of her asshole or out of her snatch, and that is I Feel Pretty. I really feel horrible, and I feel awful, and I feel terrible that I wasted my time watching this trailer. This is one of the most tone-deaf films I can think of. It's comedy. Its whole plot is around Amy Schumer playing this fat frumpy girl who wants to be pretty or something, has self-confidence issues, and so she goes to the gym, gets caught up in something, falls and hits her head, so she gets brain damage, and so she believes that she's pretty, so now she's acting like she's pretty, unbeknownst to everyone else, and she's acting like she's looking different than she's even though she just looks the same. And I'm like, this is reverse. This is a reverse of Shallow Hal, and that wasn't a good movie either. And that was a tone deaf film that I wasn't really a fan of. And so we have a reverse version of that. And it just, I can see the ending being like, oh, it's all about loving yourself and who you are. But it's just one of those things where it just doesn't look funny. She's just like, just cringe, pure cringe. I mean, I'm one of those guys who's like, yeah, it's, don't just press the dislike button because Amy Schumer is in it. But this deserves all the dislikes. Because this is an awful trailer for a film that looks really, really shitty. And I do not like the concept at all, because it's just like, oh, brain damage, isn't that hilarious? That's fucking funny. So just no, thank you. I feel the same way about this as I do about the Overboard trailer, because they're doing a gender bent Overboard. You got some guy I've never heard of named Derbez, might as well be Dirtbag. And Anna Faris, who I like. I like Anna Faris, but not in movies like this. Not in an Overboard remake. And it's just a gender-flipped version of the original film. And you're not going to replace the chemistry of Goldie and Kurt. I don't even know why you're even trying. You're not even going to come close. So that just looks all kinds of awful as well. So it looks like a game night, please. Like I said earlier, please save me. Like, can I get one comedy that isn't like mediocre or terrible this year that comes out in theaters? Because it does not look like it. If game night doesn't do it, if game night's disappointing and like is a waste of potential, and like all the funny shit was in the trailers, then this year's already lost cause for comedies, it looks like. Although I haven't seen Holmes and Watson, that's supposed to come out in December. But Deadpool, I guess, can be it. Deadpool 2. But that's not like a straight-up comedy. That's like an action comedy. And a comedy film.
Yeah, Amy Schumer. Is that the one that had the Netflix stand-up that...
Yeah, she had a Netflix stand-up show that
negative,
was... Yeah.
Negative stars or something.
Negative stars, and that's why they got rid of the star rating.
Well, there you go.
On Netflix. So before I head out, and before I let my friend bid adieu, I want to just briefly talk about a couple other things. For one, we mentioned some Scream Factory releases that were kind of disappointing. There is one coming up though that isn't, and it's of unknown origin. So that's really nice to see.
Yes, very much so. Apparently around May.
Yep.
In the summer.
Just in time for my birthday.
Look forward to it because it was only on DVD, and I don't know if it'll have features or not, but it'd be just nice to see it on Blu-ray and HD. So it's a great movie.
And I also wanted to get Matt's thoughts on, and also kind of just vent a little bit on some WWE stuff. As you know, I haven't been really doing a lot of reviews or catching up with watching like every Raw or SmackDown or whatever, but I still like keep tabs on things. And I did watch part of the Royal Rumble this year. Another trend continuing, a big show just being lackluster and forgettable. They had it was marketed as being like this big thing because of the first ever female, women's Royal Rumble match. That match was terrible. Like, you had like these returning stars and everything, but it was just a mess. Like, there's just a lot of botches, and it was not good. A lot of I think ties into how some of the women wrestlers, when there was the Divas era or when in the Attitude era, they weren't really good wrestlers. So when you put them, and they haven't wrestled in years, and then you put them in the ring with these other wrestlers that are actually really talented, it's just the flaws stick out like a sore thumb with those wrestlers. And what really stuck out like a sore thumb, other than Brock Lesnar just beasting over everybody, I was really a fan of Brock, but I'm tired of Brock now. I really do hope he does truly retire and just leave, because he's just booked to the moon, and he's a Universal Champion, but he doesn't do anything on Raw. He's a part-timer, and his matches just seem to be the same fucking shit. It's a suplex, repeat, F5, and we're out of here.
I haven't watched wrestling in a long time.
Yeah.
So.
But you're not missing anything. See, that's what's sad about it. You're not missing a damn thing.
I do remember Brock Lesnar's first turn of wrestling. He had a lot more moves.
Yes, he did.
He did a lot more stuff. But now it's just suplex.
Mm-hmm.
As for the Royal Rumble and Ronda Rousey...
Yeah, because that's what I was moving towards. Because Ronda Rousey shows up, has her debut after Asuka wins the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, and she's has her moment in the sun, and here comes the newcomer Ronda Rousey just showing up, pointing at the WrestleMania sign, not saying a word, not doing anything other than pointing the WrestleMania sign with a smirk on her face, and then that's how the show ends. And it's like one of those, like, that's pretty disappointing. I mean, not only for her entrance, I mean, I guess it's better that happened instead of her winning the Rumble, because I was worried that was going to happen, and I could easily have seen that happen. So it's nice to see Asuka win, and it was really nice to see Shinsuke win. So good for him, finally. Shinsuke actually is able to win a big match. But we'll see what happens at, WrestleMania and stuff like that. And of course, they're still pushing Roman Reigns and all that down our throat, of course. But with Ronda Rousey...
I don't know that because I don't watch it.
But come on, even if you don't watch, if I were to ask you, is Vince still trying to push Roman Reigns? You'd be like, yeah. And you're right. But Ronda Rousey, she comes out as Hot Ronda, as a tribute to Rowdy Piper. And at first I was like, oh, come on. But then I found out that Roddy did give his blessing to her. So
yeah,
that makes me feel a little bit better about that.
I heard about that because it was in the news. Just I heard news about Roddy Piper, and I miss Roddy Piper a lot. That was one of the deaths that I heard a lot, by Robin Williams and such. Yeah. Bill Paxton. But so I looked it up, and it's apparently in an interview she said, yeah, she went by and talked with Roddy and before he passed away, and this is unless someone's making shit up. And
she's also a big fan as well of Roddy, I heard.
Yeah. But I guess I don't really get why, other than I guess she got offered a shitload of money.
Yes.
And they want to do a Brock Lesnar with women instead of men.
Yeah, but I heard that that's not even what they're trying to do. Like I heard a rumor that they're going to try to recreate the Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon rivalry, but with Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon. I mean, you kind of saw that a little bit at a WrestleMania, the one where Sting got fucking shafted. By Nipple H and his sledgehammer and his fucking shovel.
Is that the one where he came out to drums as if it was Kamala?
Yeah.
Because apparently Sting and
he's an Asian. It was like Asian drums or something. It was like apparently Sting is Asian,
or Sting's from Africa. They thought it was Kamala coming out to face Preparation Age.
And Triple H comes out as the Terminator.
Yeah. Fuck. Maybe Terminator Genesis.
Well, that's the one that was promoted at that Mania. Remember?
Yeah, like it fits. Both are shit, but. And then yeah, I saw bits of that on YouTube where the NWO comes out, which was stupid because the NWO hated Sting.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It'd be like Shawn Michaels coming out for Bret Hart, or if I could, if if Triple H came out to save Stone Cold, it just wouldn't make sense.
No.
And then it's WCW because WCW sucks because even though it's been
hated that commentary.
85 fucking years since the Monday Night Wars.
The commentary was so obnoxious and annoying.
We still got to piss on, we're better than WCW. And I'm like, no, you do a lot of stupid shit too. Stop pissing on WCW. WCW had a lot of good stuff too.
Yeah, they did until, Russo kind of just fucked some shit up. So. But you're not much better, WWE. You're just as bad, if you ask me, as of late. Just as bad as 2000s WCW.
Or even back in the day with fucking Max Moon and fucking...
Conan. That was Conan in that outfit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. With the Nerf or whatever, Nerf gun shit. Whatever the hell.
You're supposed to show up in like a jetpack and fly into the ring.
Well, see, that says a lot. I mean, you had
Mantar, the fat guy who just had a bull, a bull head and came out of the ring. You had
at one time, Jim Cornette was his manager, and then people like, "Oh, we're just ripping at Jim. You don't have to manage him." Yeah. That's how bad the fucking thing was. You had
the gobbledygooker.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving that broke out of a fucking egg. You
had the Underfaker.
Is that the one that Ted DiBiase hires?
Yeah.
He bought an Undertaker to fake.
Yeah.
Go up against the real Undertaker.
Uh-huh. And it was a horrible match. You had Giant Gonzalez.
With his fucking what the hell, the muscle spandex.
It looks like he's fucking naked.
Yeah, it's like, they're trying to, what is he even supposed to be, a Bigfoot? And then nowadays, there was like a bunny fighting another bunny.
Yeah,
Easter.
They did that stupid
shit.
The
bunny suits.
Yeah,
I'd take RoboCop over that. I'm sorry, I take RoboCop saving Steen over a bunny wrestling another bunny. Two guys in Easter bunny, Bugs Bunny suits.
Yeah,
or really like Peter Rabbit suits.
You had T.L. Hopper, the fucking plumber who wrestled. You had the Dukester, Duke the Dumpster Drosy. He's a fucking garbage man.
And nowadays you got like Adam Rose with his rosebuds.
Well, not anymore. He was fired.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
Well, okay.
and then they brought the Hardys to WWE, and so you got the broken Matt Hardy thing going on.
Which, like, Matt Hardy lost to, what was it, on that Raw 25 that I heard a lot of bad stuff
Wyatt.
about.
Yeah, that was just...
Bray Wyatt beat him.
That was a really, really bad show. The Undertaker showed up and mumbled some shit and then walked off. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
A lot of people were bored, apparently. JR and Jerry Lawler apparently fell asleep.
Yeah, I remember seeing the picture of that online. It was like...
Just once in a while, I look up the news and be like, "What's going on?"
Well, see, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Funny
I don't watch a lot either. I tried to check out the Rumble, and it was nice to see Shinsuke win. And Hurricane came back briefly and almost did a chokeslam on Cena, but that Cena wouldn't sell.
Oh, you mean the new Duke Nukem?
Fucking come on. He doesn't have the charisma to pull that off. So, going back to Ronda Rousey, I just don't... If they're going to go that route and try to do Stone Cold versus McMahon, but with Stephanie, I really don't think that's going to work out very well.
Well, let me put it this way. If she's bad at wrestling, it's not going to go for long.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, she's an MMA fighter, but MMA and wrestling are two very different things.
Look at CM Punk trying to do MMA.
Yeah, I give credit that he tried, but he didn't last, like,
I think he's doing another match coming up, and he'll probably get his ass kicked again.
Yeah, I mean, I like CM Punk, but you should not do MMA, man. It's just doesn't work for you. Just do other
It
stuff.
hurts his image because it just makes him look like a total bitch, and that's not really. I know he'd probably kick my ass, and I know not probably he would, but
I mean, I give credit to anyone who goes
oh,
into
I
that
do too, for
arena.
sure,
It's just I don't see the need why he has to do that. He has enough money
yeah,
to retire, honestly, at this point.
easily. And if
And
he needed more money, TNA would, or Impact Wrestling would, or Ring of Honor or Lucha Libre, you know, not it's
New
New
Japan.
Japan would totally. He could get a payday easily.
So yeah, he could do like okay, you just still wrestle. Just
Yeah.
there's like the
Do what Cody Rhodes has done. Cody Rhodes got out of the WWE and has been huge in Japan and Ring of Honor.
whether you go.
But
So
yeah, Ronda Rousey, we'll see. I'm curious to see what her first match is going to be like. I got to be honest, I am curious. I want to see if she can transition to wrestling. Um,
but it seemed like no one really cared about women's wrestling in the WWE.
they're starting to care a lot more about it lately, and I can see why with superstars like Charlotte Flair and Asuka and Becky Lynch and Nia Jax,
Hmm.
Sasha Banks.
All right.
So I mean, they're doing like actual moves and stuff. Like Charlotte Flair's doing moonsaults off the top rope, onto the outside. They're just very athletic, like way more athletic than her father ever was. I mean, because she's Ric Flair's daughter.
Oh, okay.
And it's yeah, I've been surprised. Like there's been some really great matches with the women, the women wrestlers. Sometimes even better than the men, to be perfectly honest. So it's a total flip. It's not just bra and panties matches anymore.
Oh, okay then.
So yeah, it's they have their own championship and everything, and yeah, there's a lot more talent and some legitimately really talented athletes, doing real wrestling, in the women's divisions in WWE now. They're one of the few bright spots for me. A lot of the men, it's just dominated by the old stars, the old guard, and the new guys. I just don't think they don't really do much for me. Finn Balor doesn't do that much for me. I just don't think they have the same drawing power as some of the old. There's a reason why Goldberg came back and had a pretty profitable run and ratings went up because even somebody like Goldberg has more drawing power than Finn Balor or these or Dean Ambrose or these other guys. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just don't see. I mean, I think Vince is going to lose a ton of money on the new XFL, and
Yeah.
I don't. I really think if WWE continues the route that it's going, I don't think it's going to die off, but I don't think it's going to be as profitable as it used to be, and it still isn't. And I think there's going to be more fans who are actually going to come to the light or like have the revelation that this isn't a good product. I really don't. I don't want to support this anymore. But then there's a lot of people who just support it no matter what because it's WWE. They're like, oh, these matches suck. There's not a lot of memorable stuff. We need to have too much fucking wrestling every week with Raw and SmackDown and the Cruiserweight thing and all this. But it's WWE. I gotta watch it for like the few matches out of the year that are good. It's like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you invest that much time and money for like so little?
I
I don't understand.
That's why I don't watch it.
So I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. I got nothing else to say about WWE and Ronda Rousey, except even though she's doing a tribute to Hot Rod, she'll never come close to the personality and the charisma of Roddy. There's only one Roddy Piper. There's only one Hot Rod.
Exactly.
Um, thank you for listening. I hope you all enjoyed this. Forgive me for the choppy sort of editing. It seems kind of all over the place. I had to do like multiple recordings of some stuff on different days because my internet cut out at the worst possible time. Um, but that leads to the ability to talk about some more new trailers and stuff. So nice little Easter eggs for you at the end.
And
So
apparently, Michael Bay's in talks for Lobo.
yeah, I don't know. He might be an all right director for that if he brings the Bad Boys style of directing to it. But yeah, last time he was working with any kind of major property, yeah, that I got that. So that's not ideal
Exactly.
at all because you got Transformers. We know how well that worked out, which isn't very well at all. But anyway, thank you for listening, and also thanks, very special thanks to my good friend here for joining me
Thank you for having me.
anytime. And we'll definitely do this again sometime when there's some more trailers that come out and we think are worth talking about. Um, and until next time, we will see you later. See ya.